Buddies, it's the Bennington Show. I'm Ron Bennington, Gail Bennington on maternity leave. And sure, it's fun now, but wait till it gets to Fridays, too. We're going to hate it.
That might be the last. I think I'm scraping the bottom of the Friday.
No, there's plenty more. There's plenty more. Bye, Felicia.
I don't know if I want to go to next Friday and Friday after next.
Oh, boy. I don't even know if I watched the third. No, I definitely didn't.
The third
watch
one was
it.
a Christmas movie.
No, I know I didn't watch it.
And that was
then.
Cat Williams, like one of his early film appearances.
All right. This is a fun little fact.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm back on defending your movie. Hey, it's me, Ronnie B, and I'm heading home. I am heading home to Poughkeepsie, and I can't wait. I just found out today there's going to be a small parade downtown. They're going to name the elementary school after me. And then I got the key to the city. And one key fits the entire city of Poughkeepsie.
That's happening Saturday, November 3rd at the Laugh It Up Comedy Club in Poughkeepsie, New York. Go to laughitup.net for tickets.
We're going to fucking laugh it up, man. That's for sure. We're just going to be laughing and laughing. After a while, we'll go, wait, what even started this? Oh, boy. So it's Friday. I ain't got no job. I ain't got shit to do. You know, I don't remember the last time I went out to a movie. Vito, what's the last movie you saw?
I saw First Man last week.
Well, why didn't you tell me?
We talked about it. I told you about it.
You definitely didn't tell me about it. Was it good?
I really liked it. Really well done.
I'm not going because they don't put the flag in the moon.
The spoiler alert: the flag is seen in the movie.
But you don't see him put it down.
No, you don't see it. There's no, like, big plant moment.
You know, that wasn't the big moment of him anyway. The big moment was the one small step for man.
And you get that. In this.
Yeah. Good. Then I'm going.
Okay.
I changed my mind. Now I'm going. I wish you would have put the gay flag in the moon. Am I right, Earl? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Well, when I was looking up showtimes, they had this in 4DX, which is really...
Wait, it's on Showtime? Good.
Showtime. They had it in 4DX, and it's really inappropriate because there's scenes where he's like dealing with the death of his daughter, and I wouldn't...
Oh, my God. I don't even know. I definitely don't want to see this. I can't stand when a kid dies.
Early, right up front.
Oh, I'm going to come in
It
late.
taints the film then.
I mean, his daughter died in real life.
Still.
I know, but this is a movie.
Yeah. Supposed to have some fun.
Earl, what's the last movie you saw?
In theater, Blade Runner 2049.
Oh,
Damn, that was like a year ago.
That was more than a year ago.
Can I tell you what? I think I'm with Earl. That's the last movie I saw. It was so awful, I never went back. I fucking felt like I was getting waterboarded during that movie. What about you, Big Chris?
I saw A Star is Born last night. Loved it.
Really?
My girlfriend wanted to go.
Of course she did.
I absolutely love that movie. I was shocked at how much I liked it.
Why would you be shocked? There's already been 3 good movies.
I only seen one. I only saw the Chris Christopherson version. Didn't see the 2 before that, and I like that. But I was very shocked at how much I liked this one because I would no expect from Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper.
I have no expect from Lady Gaga and Bradley.
Didn't know what to expect.
Wait, you didn't know if Lady Gaga was a great fucking singer? Or a 3-time Oscar-nominated Bradley Cooper could pull off acting.
And she's won an Emmy for acting as well.
I didn't know she won an Emmy. I don't know what show she won that for.
American Horror Story.
Okay, I didn't know she was on that.
I don't know whether you should be doing the review then. I'm very confused about this.
But it was, the music was fantastic. And Bradley Cooper. I
just like talking to a child. The music was fantastic.
I was very impressed by Bradley Cooper. Everyone's getting nominated in this movie.
Yes, you're not the first person to say that. This is a highly regarded movie. But I'm glad that you go into chick flicks now. Did you cry?
I did not cry.
Your girlfriend?
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you just sit next to her while she cries and you just sit there like a fucking just...
Knowing that he's dead inside.
Yeah.
I've already cried at the first 3. How could you not cry?
I wouldn't want to show the person next to me that, like, this doesn't touch me. Like, I would at least pretend to cry.
What'd you do, vape while she was crying?
I was vaping. I did give an audible, oh, shit. I'll tell you now.
Oh, God.
That's his crying.
That is... anytime that he does something like that, my God, oh shit, I know he's not thinking. I know he's thinking, what do humans do?
It's the tone. It's like, oh shit is scared, but like, oh shit. It's like crying.
That's, oh shit, that's when he's happy. Well, good. I'm glad you enjoyed something.
Yeah, for once. Yeah, I haven't enjoyed a movie in the theater in a long time. There was one person, there was one star who showed up that I didn't think really fit, and like took me out of it.
Come on, don't attack Dice.
No, Dice was amazing. There's someone else in the film that's just like, oh, this is weird. I don't see the point of casting him in this.
Who was it? Bozo the Clown?
Dave Chappelle.
What's your problem with Dave Chappelle? Is it a racial thing?
No, it's not a racial thing.
Like
it was just Kyle is just like he's friends with Dave Chappelle, but you don't know why. And then like he's in one scene, and then you never see him again for the rest of the movie. You don't know why.
So your problem is Dave Chappelle's a big star that you know in a different way.
Exactly. Yeah. And but everything else was fantastic.
He also said he hated Chris Tucker in Silver Linings Playbook. So there's a thing that runs with this.
Yeah, I'm saying it.
I didn't believe it.
That is amazing that Bradley Cooper always has a friend who's like a really big black comedian. Earl, you don't even see this as racism, what he just did with Chappelle?
Yeah, I'm just like,
oh God, yeah, come on,
like
be a little definitive in your life, Earl.
No, but like, why single out? Like, he's in the trailer.
Yeah,
he means why would he be friends with a black man, Earl? That's what he means.
Why wouldn't he be friends with a black guy?
Jackson Maine's a big country act. I was just confused.
There are black people in country music. And there's black people in the country.
Oh, my God. Why would he bring this up today, of all days? Do you know who we have on the show today?
Yes, Jimmy Allen.
So why would you say he's a big guy in country music? Why would he know a black? When we have a black country superstar stopping in here today. This is the most unfucking comfortable thing that has happened in my career.
I take it all back.
That can't happen in life, dude. This isn't fucking children's games.
I just thought Dave Chappelle.
Don't double down.
I'm not doubling down.
Right,
I'm just talking about
why can't, after taking it back, he's now trying to say why Dave Chappelle doesn't belong in the world of country on Jimmy Allen Day. A guy that we're fucking proud to have here today. He's got his song now is top 10. Well, it's literally 10. Yesterday I was bragging that we had a top 11 guy stopping in here. Oh, God damn, Chris Stanley, you're the most uncomfortable person I've ever met in my life. One time he said this, this is Ron Bennington and this is Hillary Clinton.
Why did you do that, dude?
Because he's a fucking right-wing fucking Proud Boy. Man, they are really painting the Proud Boys as fucking racist these days.
Yeah.
And I saw the term compound media came up on one of the articles I was reading.
That's alt-right, right? That's alt-right. It's the same. Is it like just further alt-right or is it like closer alt-right?
What are you talking about?
Proud Boys.
Well, there isn't this defining thing that you can do. And, Gavin is a guy, in the past we all thought was pretty funny. And he started working, over a compound and we got to know him a little bit. But, this Proud Boy thing, they're now calling it a violent fucking neo-Nazi, I'm trying to sit here, think to myself, I never had my picture taken with him, did I? I know I did that Thanksgiving show. I'm trying to stay in the middle of the pack, just as safe as I possibly can. That's why they call me middle of the pack. I try to just do what others do, and when a Chris Stanley fucking does something that, in a post-racial world, particularly this of all days, particularly this day of all days, when he says something like that, distance myself. Yeah. Distance myself. Now, how can I when he's the producer of my show? That's the thing they're going to try to drag me in on.
Especially when he's just saying stupid shit like that on fucking Jimmy Allen Day, Chris.
Thank you, Vito. Thank you.
You disgust all of us.
When someone falls, let's all stomp. That's the way society works.
I want to distance myself too now.
Good for you. Earl, you don't even need to distance yourself. You're out there perfectly. You need to distance yourself when, there's a carjacking. I haven't even heard about carjacking in a long time.
Yeah, I guess because there's cameras on every street now, I guess.
Oh, man. He's guessing that the only thing that keeps black people from fucking being carjackers are cameras.
The last carjacking I saw was his mom. She carjacked a guy with her baby.
I don't know if I want to hear this, Chris.
This is a while ago.
You can't blame me, right? For not wanting to hear this.
I don't blame you at all, Ron.
Vito, you told me you had an Uber situation.
Yeah, so over the weekend, taking Uber with some friends. The whole ride, the guy's like being really cool, nice guy, like telling us about his life. He's like, "Oh, I'm actually moving back to Pakistan to get married." Just talking to us,
I don't like
laughing.
where this story is going.
No, it doesn't go anywhere bad. But he's just a nice guy. And then get out of the cab. Right when we get out, my friend goes, "I left my phone inside." And I go, "Okay, let me call him." I call him up, and he goes, "Yeah, I'll come back. I just have $100 ready." And I was like, "Hey, Ali, what the fuck, man? Like, why would you try to charge me $100? And he's like, "Hey, it's an iPhone X. I can sell this for a lot of money. Just be happy it's only 100."
All right, can I tell you what the answer is then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I refuse to.
Dude, you don't fucking refuse to until you got the phone in your hand.
It wasn't my phone, so I was playing a little like.
But that's the wrong way to fucking play it. In terms of street sense, this is street nonsense.
Well, I was trying.
How many guys you have with you?
It was 2 dudes with me.
Okay, so there's 3 fucking guys.
Yeah.
You go, yes, of course, bring it back. I got a C note. You're fucking standing there with a $1 bill and you clench it in your hand. He pulls up. The 3 of you are in that fucking window so goddamn fast, pulling him out and the fucking phone away from him.
I just didn't want to give him the fucking satisfaction of thinking he was getting money or anything. Just it was so ridiculous. One, you're attached to the Uber thing, so like you can't do that. Like you're gonna get caught if you try to take $100 from me.
I'm telling you how to get your fucking phone back for others sitting around and think about some fucking ethics lesson. Yes. Are you right? Yeah. I'm showing you how to get your fucking phone back.
I haggled him down to 20 and then I didn't give him the 20.
I wouldn't even have haggled. You're lucky you didn't fucking run like a rabbit.
But it was just a ridiculous thing to do. Like if you're the driver in the car, I don't know why you think you could get away with stealing.
Here's
the
the thing that I don't understand. Why bring up Pakistan? You know what
No,
I'm saying?
it was just.
Why couldn't he just be a fellow and they're 3 fellows and you got your phone back?
I was trying to explain that the whole ride he was.
I know what
talking
you were
us about
trying to
his
explain,
life.
Proud
No,
Boy.
I'm not.
I know you guys don't jerk off. I know
I
that
jerk
you
off.
fucking. But you're gonna get in trouble with the rest of the pack. This fucking show. You don't have a Pakistani guest coming up today.
No,
What is going on, Earl?
I can't explain what's going on with these two
Dave
guys.
Hill's going to be here. He's Pakistani.
He is. I didn't know that.
Or Pakistani, as I call it. Pakistani. Why do you even have an iPhone X?
Well, I have an iPhone X. It was my friend's iPhone X, but I didn't want it. But when my 7 broke, it was the same price to replace it.
What's the price?
It was like $30 a month.
Mm.
You can't buy phones anymore. You have to like lease them.
Yeah. Well, why would you buy a phone?
Well, they used to.
Don't
Be,
you have enough in your fucking kitchen just sitting in that fucking drawer? I'm only on the cloud, nothing else.
only on the cloud.
Only on the cloud.
Nothing.
Don't own a hard drive. They'll
My
just take you
fucking
down.
shit is on the next fucking level, man. I'm like fucking Tom Cruise, just in the air, moving shit around.
Now Ubers know if your phone needs to be charged. I got into an Uber the other night, and the guy's like, "Here's a cord. I know your phone needs to be charged." I'm like, "How the hell do you know that?" I said, "Yeah, the app tells us."
Can I ask you a question? Are you hungover?
I'm not hungover.
You really seem fucking really weird today.
I'm not weird. No,
You're all
I
fucked up at Star.
Your face is greasy, and you just have
haven't showered a
the
couple
eyes
days.
are fucking slits. There's just something. I don't know whether you're oxy, what the fuck it is.
Not pill it up.
I don't know whether it's fentanyl.
No,
you
there's
know,
no patches.
but you don't look good.
I think I just the weather's changing and I haven't showered in a couple days. That's all.
Why would the weather fucking have anything to do with you being hungover?
He's also still red somehow from.
I know. That's got to be some kind of a bad sign.
It can't be good. I think I'm losing
But
weight.
you go to the fucking doctor more than anybody I know.
I try not to anymore.
I thought he was having an affair with his doctor. I actually asked him if he was because he just kept going. Like once a week, he'd say, "I'm going to be at the doctor's this morning."
I know. And he fucking schedules it for important meetings. Like, there's an important meeting. He's like, I can't be there. I'm going to the doctor.
What's your fucking girlfriend doctor like? Chris?
I don't have a
Holy
girlfriend
shit.
doctor. And it's not the doctor, it's the dentist, all right? My mouth bleeds.
That was the doctor, though. 90% of the time you're at the doctor. What's your nickname for your doctor? Fucking dealer? What is this, some fucking pill farm you run to?
I'm not going to a pill mill.
All right, so your Uber driver told you needed to charge your phone?
Yeah, and I felt kind of fucking
We're
insulted.
we're so fucked up, man. We are so fucked up.
Have you heard what Uber's working on a technology to tell if you're drunk? Where like they'll be tracking your phone and they'll know how you're holding it. They'll know if you've dropped it, and they'll know if there's mistakes when you're typing.
Fuck you, Uber. You fucking take too long to get here anymore anyway. You can't catch an Uber in Midtown. Fuck it.
But what's the point? Like, isn't one of the benefits of it so people don't drunk drive? So why would you want to not pick up a drunk?
You don't want to pick up a drunk because you got a drunk in your car. Nobody wants to be fucking have a drunk in their
They
car.
don't like getting talks about their life with drunk people.
Ugh.
They want vomit in the car.
They overcharge if you throw up, though. They charge like fucking $300.
Dude, they fucking overcharge if it starts to fucking drizzle. They're the worst fucking company.
Yeah, do Juno.
Well, send me the link. Would
Okay,
you
I'll
please?
send you the link.
I'll send you the link. I want the code.
Whoever gets there first, I'm going to do their link.
God damn it. Stop, Guido, stop it. It's 30% off all rides.
For how long?
I think for 2 weeks.
And then what happens?
And then it's like regular. Then it's like, it's, all right, I sent it.
Sent.
All right, let me see who gets there first. Vito's first.
God damn it.
It's that shitty phone.
Dude, yours hasn't even showed up yet, Chris.
Can you just use mine anyway?
Here's what you could do, Chris.
Okay.
Send yours to my chick.
Oh,
And I'll tell her to get it, and then everybody's a fucking winner. Everybody
Thank you so
but Earl's
much.
a winner.
I appreciate
We
that.
all share the wealth.
Earl has a deal for me with a fucking pedicab that he'll run me up to Central Park. I swear to God, I'll be fucking standing out looking for a cab in front of this building, right? A fucking pedicab will come. Where you want to go? I go, dude, I'm not getting in the back. He goes, I'll take you. I go, live on the fucking Upper East Side. He goes, I'll take you. I go, do you know how fucking long that is?
And the prices are ridiculous. It says
Oh, it's like-
$2.75 a minute on
Yeah.
the thing, and I heard they lie about the prices too.
You know who they're for? Tourists.
Yeah. Also, one person in that just feels like it feels weird. If you're just
Four feels weird too.
I don't know, but I feel like two people are like enjoying the park, but one person just sitting like a king in the back of the pedicab.
I've taken one fucking horse-drawn cab in my life, and that motherfucker was lying. And he was pointing at buildings and lying. And it was a very short ride and very expensive. And I said, well, at least I fucking, I did it once.
Did he take you to the fountain and claim it was the one from Friends? I've seen tours do that.
I never went as far as the fountain. But he poured it at a fucking tree and said that John Lennon was killed in front of it. He said in 1993. Earl, we should start a fucking pedicab business. I'll fucking buy the cabs. You call your brother, and the two of you are just running next to each other. What's your brother doing now, the CIA one?
Apparently he's still doing, working for the VA.
Working for the VA. Last time I seen him, he was heading into a consulate in fucking Turkey, waiting for this fucking Saudi guy to come in.
He's a hit squad? Is that it?
He'll disappear for months at a time, then just pop up out of nowhere.
With two new babies.
They're like, hey, what have you been up to? Oh, I was down in Maryland for a few days, and then I came back. They're like, we don't have family in Maryland.
Right. He was somewhere in the Congo fucking shooting it out. $15 a scalp. Bum, 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 bum. Jimmy Allen is coming in here a little later on. Earl, do you like to see black guys in country, or you want everybody to go to hip hop?
I like when they spread out in the country, hip hop, rock, jazz, all of it. I like to see black people do whatever they feel, and he apparently is doing what he's feeling.
It's a really good fucking thing. My favorite thing is see a black guy with a trumpet. You know what I mean? That's when I feel very fucking comfortable. Like, this is going to be a good night. I see a black guy with a banjo, I'm going to tell you the truth. I get a little nervous. Like, I don't know where this is going.
I remember it was one Vernon show where he plays the banjo, and I just felt he can play really well, and I'm sitting there going, like, this is kind of out of my comfort zone. Because, he's a guitar here, and he's like, dun, 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 with the banjo playing.
You play mandolin? That might be my favorite sound in the whole world.
I don't know if he plays. It's got
Look, if they got fucking strings, he's going to play it, right?
Pretty much. I think they said once you learn the guitar, you can learn all the other stringed instruments, like because the mandolin, I think it's a reverse.
I don't know.
The fingering is a word.
I don't know how it fucking works.
Well, Earl's a guitar player. He knows.
And, but I always used to love when...
call back from fucking months ago.
I used to love when, what's his name would play? Levon would play the mandolin.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful fucking sound. Well, I'll tell you this, folks. We got to build that wall. Earl was right. We got to build that wall.
No, we are not building that damn wall.
What if it's just a short wall?
No.
Fence?
No fence.
Electrical fence?
Why an electrical fence?
Moat?
No.
You ever touch one?
No.
Fucking rush. It's a fucking rush, Earl.
Is the whole thing electrical, or is it just the top?
The whole thing is. It's not ever for people. It's always for fucking animals. You don't have to worry about a cow going over the top of a fucking fence.
I thought it was just like the barbed wire part was electric.
The whole thing is.
That's the one part that probably isn't electric.
Yeah, it's already barbed wire.
No, I didn't mean actual. I meant like the part where barbed wire would be. But yeah, why not? If you got barbed wire, make it electric.
It's already
Because then you
fucking
can't snip it.
jagged
Yeah,
metal. I guess I do. I guess I look like an idiot.
Sharp jagged metal that cuts and kills.
Now it's on the but now you can't cut it because of the electricity on the. Fucking...
Would you have a problem with that? Just a thing of spikes, Earl?
No spikes. No,
like a parking lot.
You like a park? No.
Like when you go to a parking
Like when
lot.
you're leaving a parking lot, and
No.
they have the spikes and you go down. You're like, are they all the way down?
I just think the whole idea of the wall is just incredibly stupid to me.
What do you want to have? A fucking bridge then?
No bridge.
Come on in. How about a water slide right into the fucking United States? So
That'd be fun.
Earl, when your people came in from Africa, they had to fucking make their own way here. They were in the bottom of a fucking boat. That sucked.
The middle passage it sucked. The whole trip sucked. The whole process sucked.
Yeah, but when you got here, it got even worse.
And it got worse. And,
Yeah.
and then the poor bastards, when they survived, survived the trip. They
What was
had
that?
to do.
What was that fucking Spielberg movie where
Amistad.
they went off on those fucking chains? I thought I was gonna fucking die, Earl.
Oof. Yeah,
Not
that's,
gonna lie to you.
the scene when they were dropping the the people who didn't make it, they were dropping them off the side of the boat.
I don't know why you ever put up with it, Earl. I would have been totally against slavery if I was black.
We were against slavery.
Oh, okay. I never read that far back in the book.
Only got halfway through.
Yeah. I got halfway through, but everybody's still happy in Africa. I'm like, this is pretty good. Seems nice. Would you ever go back to Africa, Earl? Back to the homeland?
I would love to go back.
Yeah.
I always wanted to go to. I have
People?
I had some friends of mine there from South Africa. They were like,
Yeah.
"You got to go to Johannesburg. You'll love it." And I would love to go there once. My sisters went to. They went to South Africa and had the
Why
time.
South Africa? Oh, they had the time of their life?
Loved it. I mean, this
They
was
met
after.
Trevor Noah over
No,
there.
this was after the.
Yeah, of course after. Who would go before?
No, they were
I
trying
have
to.
one fucking relative that lived in Africa. Isn't that crazy? His name was Tarzan. And,
Kind of had a nice run.
oh, he sure did.
One of my friends is from Nigeria. He goes back every year. And he
Yeah.
was telling me I should come with him. He was like, man, you'll have a good time.
Dude, you
in
gotta
Nigeria."
go, man.
I want to go
You
one
gotta
year.
fucking
He
go.
was specifically, he was like, come with me when I go back for Christmas one year.
They have Christmas in Africa?
Apparently. He said he goes back every year for Christmas.
It's never a white Christmas, though, is it?
Not in any way.
Well, that's the beauty of it. You know what I mean? Takes all kinds to make a world. That's what I like to say.
I wanted him to bring me back a dashiki. And he was like, it's really easy. Like, he was like, believe it or not, there are fucking humongous people in Africa, so they'll have one for your size. That wasn't my concern.
That's really bad that he wouldn't bring that up. Yeah, we're all familiar with Papa Shango. We know that there's some big guys in Africa.
But he didn't bring it back. And
That would be cool to go to Nigeria with somebody who knows their way around.
yeah, and he's
Why don't you go this Christmas, man?
I can't go this Christmas.
Why?
I have to spend it with my mother this Christmas. It's
Take her
family.
with you.
She's not going to go to Africa.
She likes hanging out with your friends, right?
She went to Studio 54 every fucking year.
I don't know. That's not really similar to Africa. I don't think there's a good transition there. But I do want to go maybe next year to Africa, the motherland.
Go in fucking August.
That's
Cheap. I don't even know what the fuck happens in Nigeria.
said there's a pretty good bar and club scene. And they said
bet.
$1 goes a long way.
I'll give you 50 and let you fucking just take over.
Live it up.
I'll go to 50. He'll go back. Look, I bought a fucking bodega.
Apparently, there's like a big, metal scene in.
The big metal scene everywhere. It's weird.
Like in Africa, black people playing metal. It's like this huge.
Oh yeah, man, I did see something about that.
There was a
once.
movie, and I know the filmmaker, and he's going to kill me for not remembering.
Oh wow,
Death Metal Angola.
Oh, he goes out of his way to say the filmmaker's going to kill him.
Oh, he's going to fuck you up, bro.
Name drop.
Yeah, Death Metal Angola, and they it was about them starting their own music festival in Angola, and it was death metal.
Yeah, metal's big everywhere.
South America loves it.
Huh?
South America loves metal.
Denmark goes fucking crazy for it. The fucking Viking metal. Now, from what I understand, Uganda's really fucking big into it in a big, big way. You got to go over with that. Take some fucking Iron Maiden t-shirts with you and be a fucking star. I like to go over there and just chew some chat. Is that what that fucking thing is? That it's some fucking root that you chew on it and it gets you like fucking speedy?
Really? I never heard of this thing.
Yeah, all the fucking, like, those weird little armies, that are just ragtag,
Yeah.
they're fucking just wired up on this fucking root.
That's why they're so
just chewing
effective.
the fuck out of it. All right, so, this is a very uncomfortable way for us to throw it to Jimmy Allen. Who got us into this?
That was me.
Oh, boy. Well, I'm going to Poughkeepsie. Coming home to Poughkeepsie is going to be, I think, from what I understand, that they're going to give me a big sash that says "Welcome Home" on it as I enter the stage. But it should be a really, really fun time.
That's happening Saturday, November 3rd at the Laugh It Up Comedy Club in Poughkeepsie, New York. You go to laughitup.net for tickets.
It's my last night of my Poughkeepsie tour. So I want to make it really, really special.
I think Snooki's from Poughkeepsie, so maybe she'll go.
Dude, if fucking Snooki shows up, me and Snooki back at the same time is going to be awkward, but and I don't know what's going on with Jay Wow and that fucking husband of hers.
He's fighting back for her. I heard he really wants to make it work.
Yeah.
I only know she's from Poughkeepsie because I remember she got into a fight with like Ronnie in the second season, and he screamed at her, "You're just a loser from Poughkeepsie."
Where's he from?
He's
Jersey?
from.
Is he from the Bronx?
Yeah, he's from the Bronx,
BX?
Yeah.
Boogie Down Bronx.
Where are you from, Earl?
Queens, the greenest of all the boroughs.
Is that what you say about yourself?
I've never heard that. I'm from Queens. No one's ever. I've never said.
I'm saying it.
Yeah, but
okay?
you ain't from the part of Queens he is.
Oh, no,
There's no
he's
green with you. Like.
He's a deep fucking
Yeah.
Queens.
Yeah. He fucking lives out at the airport.
Staten Island's fucking pretty green. There's like farms and shit there.
He's got a good point. Staten Island's real fucking green, man. People have gardens, backyard gardens.
I believe we have the largest park.
Okay,
in the
is
city.
that bigger than Central Park?
I think
That isn't fucking a park. That's just undeveloped land.
They're trying.
What's your giant park?
Flushing Meadow Park.
Mm.
And they are trying to develop the crap
Of course
out
they
of
are. They could put a fucking another cemetery in there and make big fucking bucks. You are like the land of cemeteries.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big one is out right by the bridge.
It's too depressing, though, right? Like, I
Very.
don't like to see millions of people dead.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's Coventry. I think it's Coventry Cemetery.
Is that the one by Victoria?
It's by It's like by LaGuardia, and it's fucking gigantic. Goes on forever. I've only been in there once.
People cut through there to avoid traffic.
Ugh.
Jeez.
It's horrible.
Yeah,
I've done it.
I think Woodlawn is about the same size. But
The great thing about this city, it's almost impossible to move around in it now. They're just shutting the promenade down for a couple years.
Yeah.
In Brooklyn. That's fucking unbelievable to me.
It seems like it should be impossible to do that since it's going to ruin. I don't know how many numbers.
Well, they're doing it at the same time that the trains are stopping.
The L train shut down this, and
now Queens has robots. Queens has that fucking robots are just around in the street.
I'm about to attack one.
I saw the one at the airport. I couldn't fucking believe it.
Yeah, it's like blue.
Yeah. And now those are the ones that are in Queens.
It's so fucked up.
That one came up. I was lost at the airport, and that one came up to me, and I started asking it for help, and it just didn't fucking work.
Oh, God.
Because I couldn't find where the cab pickup was, and then the thing approached me, and I didn't know what to do, so I started asking the robot.
I'm surprised you didn't start fucking it.
Well, the robots got busted for sexual harassment because the guys operating them were just zooming in on women's asses with the robot lens.
Well, you got to find out whether they got a bomb in that ass. You got to find out what kind of junk's in that trunk. Am I right, Earl?
indeed, Ronnie B.
Maybe you should get a job fucking just sitting there watching them with the robot. There's just a dude somewhere. Have that fucking guy walk around.
That's not a robot. That's just a remote-controlled car, basically.
Why are you saying remote-controlled things aren't robots?
Because, like, a robot should be something that's, like, is pre-programmed or goes
Can I
on
tell you
its own.
something? This is fucking step one, dude. This is just to get people like you used to it by saying, could you help me
I was
find
lost.
my way to
I was
Delta?
lost.
I'll never ask that robot for help.
You don't ask anybody.
I see a fucking robot, I'm going to run every single time. All right, why don't we take a break here? Jimmy Allen is in next. He's this kid from Delaware who's becoming a big country star. He's got the number 10 hit on the country charts right now, and I believe he's like maybe the third black guy ever to play the Grand Ole Opry, which is pretty fucking crazy. Charlie Pride, Hootie, then him.
Charlie Pride, Darius Rucker, and
Yeah. Darius Rucker wants to be called Hootie. He goes, do me a favor. He goes, it was the best time of my life. Don't call me anything but Hootie. Darius Rucker can fucking make money. I'll give him that, man.
Hootie. I think Hootie and the Blowfish still make money doing corporate gigs.
Of course they do. Every gig they do is a corporate gig. No matter what they're fucking doing.
Like a lot of money, too.
Yes. Corporations don't go, look, I'll give you $10. Every shitty fucking gig in the world is a corporate gig, and they're always the biggest pay. Either that or, go do a special show for a Saudi prince and his fucking 3 kids. They want you to stop playing and start jumping over each other. Sure. But we still get the million, right?
They used to rent out Chelsea Piers overnight, and they would just, like, pay to have people play basketball and soccer with them.
Yeah, of course.
It was a good, just fucking easy way to make money on, like, a Saturday overnight.
Well, you're Donald Trump, aren't you? You're fucking Trump now.
This was
You're
like
in
6-7 years ago before all this.
Yeah, you're in their pocket.
Because the Saudis haven't done anything bad before this.
Why you plug Jimmy's album and how people can get it?
Jimmy's new album, Mercury Lane.
Jimmy Allen.
Jimmy Allen's new album, Mercury Lane, that's available in stores, online, and on all streaming services.
Right back, Bennington. That's Jimmy Allen. Jimmy is here today. Brand new record, Mercury Lane, available now in stores and online. Go to jimmyallenmusic.com for all of his tour dates. Good to see you, buddy, and congratulations.
Man, thanks so much.
Top 10 country hit.
Yeah,
How
dude.
crazy is that?
Man, it's nuts. You know,
Yeah.
I've ever since I was in Delaware, I grew up in Delaware, 8 years old, and, you know, my dad listened to nothing but country, and it's always been a dream of mine to be an artist and let alone have a song that hits top 10 on country radio, man. Have a song that hits top 10 anywhere.
Anywhere. It's an unbelievable
it's crazy, you know.
long shot to come in, which you were kind of singing about there in Underdogs, right? You knew from the beginning that this was a crazy dream?
I knew it was crazy, but it's one of the things that kind of, when you get bit by that bug to where that's your passion and that's what you're supposed to chase, man, you'll run to the end of the world to make it happen.
Some people do. Some people do. Some people go, you know what? I did not grow up in the right place. I mean, you couldn't be further away from country music than Delaware, but Lower Delaware is very much a country setting.
It is.
When it's not a beach town.
Mm-hmm. And that's that was a cool thing I loved about it, though, like having Milton, the town I grew up in. Sure. Super small town, super country, but yeah, we were like 20 minutes away from like Rehoboth Beach and like Dewey Beach, and so it's a good time. So you can wear your camo and wear Abercrombie and Fitch.
Oh, yeah. You gotta, it's a complete flip of a personality between the season and the off season. But, a lot of music has run through the bottom of cork over the years. For being a bar like that, there's some really good people who have come through there.
I remember just last year I opened up for Michael Ray. He played there. Old Dominions played there. Just about any artist you can name in country music a lot of times, especially artists that were new artists within the last 10 years, maybe even 15, have played Bottle and Court.
Yeah. And that's, and that tradition goes back even further than that, But there hasn't been a lot of music that's come out of Delaware, right?
And I think as far as artists, I would say myself, Chuck Wicks, Delaware likes to lay claim to Ziggy Marley.
Right, because of the Wilmington.
They like to lay claim to Ziggy. And we've had a few. There's
George
a lot of
Thorogood,
George Thorogood, and there's a lot of great musicians that live there, but none that I don't think really kind of stuck it out to kind of make the, a certain level of mainstream. There's a few actors like Ryan Felipe and a few others. But Delaware slowly but surely. Slowly but surely.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we said, it's a great beach scene. There's really, those farms of Delaware produce a lot of really good food and beer. Now it's a beer capital, so.
Yeah, man, Dogfish Head. Yeah, the crazy thing is
amazing.
Where Dogfish Head is in my actual town of Milton. Right. Where they have it. It used to be the soybean field over there. We'd four-wheel over there. We'd, set off firecrackers over there, all that good stuff. Yeah. So it's cool to see, Milton definitely generating some things for the economy there. Creating jobs kind of in that area. Because for a while, there was a place called King Cole's Farm that was there, and King Cole kind of like had a lot of jobs between there and like a few chicken plants. But when King Cole kind of left, we're kind of concerned. But to see Dogfish Head kind of really come in and create jobs is a great thing.
So it means a lot to the people of Lower Delaware to see you doing this there, rallying around you. That's amazing.
I was there. So I'm a fan of like old school radio, and a fan of just old school meet and greets, man. So we went in and did a album signing at the Walmart in Rehoboth Beach, and so many people showed up. I'm thinking maybe like 50, 60 people showed up, but a few hundred people showed up, and I remember walking out, and as soon as I walked out, they started singing my song, Best Shot the Crowd Did. So I got it, man. I'm a sensitive guy. Right. So I got emotional. I teared up a little bit. So it's just cool, man, to see, someplace I hold dear to my heart, be proud of me and kind of have my back.
And it also gives you that opportunity to, those kind of memories are great for songwriting, I guess.
Dude,
right?
So many memories, man. Because my grandmother, she died in 2014, and we were really close, and so being able to go back there, and that's kind of where I was taught everything. So it's about being a good person, never giving up, providing for your family, always just working hard and being a good person was kind of taught to me there. And anytime I go back, it's like a piece of my grandmom, and that's why, like, every show, and like even now doing this interview, my grandma used to wear this purple scarf every time we went fishing or we picked strawberries and stuff like that. So every time I have an interview, when I play different, whether it's shows, TV shows, it doesn't matter, kind of always have that scarf with me. So
that's unbelievable, man.
Yeah, man.
That's that family thing, of course, plays very big into country. There's always been this kind of traditional thing with country, but you left your home, you left your family, and you went to Nashville, where it's so crazy competitive.
Oh, yeah.
How long are you, kind of bashing at doors before you start getting through? 10 years.
Moved there in 2007. I got a record deal in 2017.
Yeah. And
I got my first break at year 9. 2016, I signed a publishing deal. So I could finally start writing songs full time, and I got my record deal in 2017. So it's just, Man, it was, looking back now, like, man, it was worth it. But when I was doing it, it was so hard, man. Like, so many days. I'm like, what am I? I remember I was homeless for a little while, lived in my car for a few months, and I remember laying there, kind of in the front seat, looking up, like, what am I doing with my life? Like, why? Everybody else is telling me I can't do it. I'm in a format of music right now that isn't really open to my sound or someone that kind of looks like me. Because at the time, figured Darius didn't come over till 2008. There was no Florida Georgia Line, no Sam Hunt, so country wasn't as pop and kind of open as it is now. So not only did I look different, my sound was always different. So I said, here I am trying to break into this genre that people think it's impossible. But I remember I became friends with Troy Gentry from Montgomery Gentry. And I remember he told me, he said, Jimmy, you stay the course, stay who you are as a person, as an artist, and eventually you'll have your opportunity. Because he said when Montgomery Gentry first came out, people said that they were rock. Like, y'all aren't a country band. Right. You're rock and roll. And now, if you ask somebody, Montgomery Gentry is traditional country. Yeah. Yeah. So, man, just having him in my life and a few other artists I met was amazing. Like Aaron Benwer from a band duo called Blue County, and Brady Seals from Little Texas, and Rodney Atkins. They kind of like rallied around me, became friends, and just kept encouraging me. Never once said change your sound and you'll do this. It was just kind of stay true to who you are. Challenge yourself as a person to become better as a songwriter, as an entertainer, and eventually you'll find somebody that's willing to give you your shot. And it happened finally.
Yeah, but like you said, like when you're doing that 5, 6, 7 years, there's got to be some crazy involved. You know what I mean? You got to say to yourself,
you got to be nuts.
Yeah, you got to be crazy.
I believe something that these people don't. Yeah. There's this meme that goes around with the picture of Albert Einstein and says, smart people sound like crazy people to stupid people. Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, because it's like you really have to believe in yourself so much that you're even in the situation where so many people are telling you it's impossible, it's not going to happen. You can see different. You can believe in yourself that much. And it's proof when you have artists that kind of set the bar where so many artists want to be like them, from Michael Jackson to Prince to the Beatles to Matchbox 20 to Montgomery Gentry to Toby Keith to Keith Urban to Brad Paisley. Yeah. You have it's Eminem, Jay-Z, Kanye. You have all these artists that have created their own culture, their own sound, their own mark on the world and music, and people told them they couldn't do it. But now so many artists are like, hey, do this. I remember the same label that told U2 no. They publicized their rejection letter from a label. The same label that told U2 no and you wouldn't make it would, a few years after U2 broke, told them, hey, can you try to sound like U2? So the same people that are your biggest adversaries could also become your biggest fans, whether they want to or not. Yeah, because a lot of those people don't care about anything but the money coming in. Yep. And it's really hard to explain a vision to people who don't have that creativity. You know what I mean? Because they can't make that picture of what this thing looks like in the future. They can only see the past. And I think what's really confusing for people in country now is, like, if you look back at the Johnny Cash generation, they all grew up on the same music, where people today grew up on all kinds of music, Oh, yeah. And that's what I told somebody. They said, well, do you think country's still country? I said, yeah. I said, you could take a country song, you could take a Florida Georgia Line song with those lyrics, straight Florida Georgia Line, and hold it up to a pop song and quickly see, okay, yeah, that's a country song. Right. The same thing, I remember my mom used to tell me that. She said, Jimmy, your version of Christian music sounds like stuff I used to dance to. I said, no, Ma, this stuff that I listen to sounds like Christian music. Yeah. You can completely, and that's just our, generation. Things change. And, it's so funny because a lot of times people that have kind of, been doing one thing for so long, that's all they see. So they're like, well, Jimmy, your sound, if you're doing country, has to be like this, or you have to dress like this. Why? I'm me. Like, I've been how I dress, what I wear, what I listen to is the person I've always been, and that's the person that got me here. So why, when I finally got my opportunity, why would I change? Yeah. You know what I mean? If my individuality is what got me here, why want to change and become another version of what someone might have on this label or that label that's not working.
Right.
Like, why would I do that? Like,
and at the end of the day, man, it's just like, does that song touch somebody? Like, for all the stuff that they worry about, it really comes down to songwriting, and no one knows exactly, you know, and no one knows exactly how that great song comes in.
And I think it comes in because at some point, I feel like with the writer and with the artist that gets to perform the song, there's something that connects between them and the song and their heart to where it becomes genuinely authentic. When it's poured out, someone else connects with it. Like I remember when we wrote my single Best Shot, I wrote it with two friends, and it was just about taking each day as another opportunity to be better for the person you have in your life. And you know, my grandmom gave me relationship advice I threw in there. I grew up in church, so there's some God stuff I threw in there. I have a 4-year-old son. So for me, I look at each day as another opportunity to be better so I can be a better father. So I threw that into the song. And when we released it and people started sending messages saying they're using this as their wedding song, and I was like, man, so now every time they think about my song, they think of their wedding.
Right.
And every time they think of their wedding day, they think of my song. So there's something that was created. There's a moment that happened in that song that connected my heart with a stranger's heart without even knowing. So that's why I feel like when you make music, now, no matter what you do, there's going to be people that like it and people that don't. That's facts. From your songs to what you wear, to the kind of car you buy, to the house you buy, whatever. But I try to focus on being myself and creating something that I love to find the people that love it. And I feel like when you do that, when you just focus on making things that are authentically you, eventually it'll find the places it's supposed to find. You know what I mean? That's when I feel like the great songs are written, because people connect to it, not really someone saying, hey, I'm writing this song to make money. Right. No, I'm writing this song because this song touched me, and hopefully it can touch someone else, and maybe one day it'll generate some monetary value, you know?
But, you know, I think it's a great analogy of bringing, you know, talking about having a child and songwriting, because you can bring it into the world, but then what happens with that is up to that. So that song, when somebody decides to make it a wedding song or a prom song or any kind of memory, that's theirs. It's no longer what happened with you. It goes out into the world and does what it does. And sometimes that thing ends up to be way more than you could have ever wished it to be.
Because I definitely wished, I was just hoping at first, man, to get some radio play on the song. And the next thing you know, I was like, man, it'd be great to chart top 50. And chart. And I'm like, man, it'd be great to get top 40. Then you get top 40, like, man, it'd be great to get top 30, and then top 20, then top 10. And now we're sitting in top 10. I'm like, oh my God, it would be great to get to number 1.
All right. Well, it's 10 right now, which is a top 10 song. And, why don't you perform this for us now? And the album is Mercury Lane, and it's available now in stores and online. JimmyAllenMusic.com for all of Jimmy's tour dates. And like we were saying, this is one of those amazing stories that should not have happened. There's no way this kid should have left his home, hung out in Nashville for 10 years, knocking on all the doors, writing, and not giving up. But that's exactly what happened.
I'm just flesh and bone, heart and soul, and I've earned a couple scars. I've lived once in a lifetime, kind of things slide right out of my arms. I struck out, I've been knocked down more times than I can count. But that don't matter now, 'cause when you smile I see the sun sink down on a coast out in California. And there's no doubt, because of you I'm not the man I was before you. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, though, 'cause girl, you know I'm not. But I'll love you with everything I got. Girl, I give you my best shot. You saw a spark inside of me that no one else could find. You're good morning eyes that get me high, girl, you're always on my mind. 'Cause when you smile, I see the sun sink down on a coast out in California. And there's no doubt because of you, I'm not the man I was before you. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, though, 'cause girl, you know I'm not. But I love you with everything I got. Girl, I give you my best shot, babe. When I saw you for the first time, I knew I found amazing grace. It's like angels singing every time I hear your name. 'Cause when you smile, I see the sun sink down on the coast out in California. And there's no doubt because of you, I'm not the man I was before you. When you smile, I see the sun sink down on the coast out in California. And there's no doubt because of you, I'm better than I was before you. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, though. God knows I'm not. But I love you with everything I got. Girl, I give you my best shot. I'm gonna give you my best shot. I'm gonna give you, yeah. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Whoa, yeah.
That's best shot, Jimmy Allen, and yeah, you couldn't have written that song when you were younger. That took some experience to be able to pull that off.
That took some living, man, and that's the one thing I love about country music is I feel like they have some of the best songwriters in the world, because a lot of guys that are writing these songs that really cut beneath the surface are a little older. Right. They live longer. Like my album, I have a song called "Wait For It" and a song called "High Life," and these songs were written by guys that have lived life. You know, I'm not at a point yet where I could have written those songs. Right. As my grandpa used to say, I haven't made enough mistakes yet. Yeah. You know, and I feel like kind of when you live life and you get to a point where you can see it from different angles, the successes, the failures, you're able to kind of really go back and craft a song that can really pull on the heartstrings of people to either motivate them, make them remember, make them cry if you want to. But it's about having that experience for sure.
You said your father was a country music fan, right?
Yeah, he loves it. Like I remember I told him I got my record deal, and he was like, "Yeah, son. So that mean you living next to Jason Aldean now?" Nah, bro. He said, "Well, you need to dress like John Party." So like John Party wears cowboy hats with the button up open and the big belt buckle. That's how my daddy used to dress back in the day. I got all these pictures of him doing that, and I was like, "Yeah, Dad, I'm not gonna do that."
But that's kind of music just was seeping into your life at an early age. Along with Christian music.
And for me, see, I look at Christian music and Christian artists and country music and country artists as the same, to where the genre is more of your lifestyle than what you sing. Like, people don't say someone's a Christian artist because they put God in their songs. I know a bunch of rappers that put God in their song, but it's their lifestyle that makes them a Christian artist. So I look at country music the same way. When people ask me, what makes you a country artist? Well, how I was raised, my upbringing, my morals now, and who I am as a person makes me a country artist. I could be a country artist that sings a pop song one day, but I feel like I'm still a country artist because that's who I am as a person. People might agree, people might disagree, but that's just my view on that.
But one of the people that agree is that you got booked on the Grand Ole Opry, so you're standing in that spot where everyone who's ever, just to be known that, okay, now you are a part of this. And that took you how many years? That's
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years.
And the crazy thing about that is typically a lot of people get invited to play the Opry. There's some artists that never get a chance to do it, even with a record deal. And they invited me to play the same year my first single came out. So my first single came out February 2017. This year, February 2018. And I played the Grand Ole Opry May 4th. For all you Star Wars fans out there, may the 4th be with you. But the crazy thing about that is my dad introduced me to country music through Aaron Tippin's music. So the day before the Grand Ole Opry, the Opry said, hey, we'll give you a boat so you and Aaron can spend a day fishing. So we spent a day fishing. They filmed that. Then Aaron played the same night as my debut. My sister's favorite country artist, Dina Carter. Mm-hmm. For those who know Dina Carter, Strawberry Wine. She played. And then I didn't know ahead of time, but they were celebrating the 25th anniversary of Charlie Pride.
That's crazy.
Being in that. So for those who don't know who Charlie Pride is, he's the first black country artist in this new era of country music, man. So getting a chance to play with Aaron and Dina, and then Charlie telling me that he was super proud of me. And I got to tell him, I said, man, seeing you in country music at a young age let me know that in a genre filled with people that don't look like me, there's somebody that does look like me. So for me, that made it more realistic that one day that could be me. Hopefully one day inspiring the next generation of kids that look like me to want to get into country music. And he told me he was proud of me. And Charlie was awesome.
Well, you could say Charlie Pride opened the door, but not a lot came into that door after. It's shut.
Yeah, I think Charlie, myself, Kane Brown, Darius Rucker. You got Cowboy Troy does the rap thing. And I didn't know really, like, someone said, I guess I was the first black country artist since Charlie Pride to be broken through country radio. Because I didn't have a fan base before country radio.
Right.
Figure my buddy Kane Brown, he had a huge fan base on social media. And then, Darius came from Hootie. And
Darius was in one of the biggest bands of all time.
Darius killing it. Like, he took over the rock game, took over the country game. Yeah. Darius knows country music. Like, he's a fan of it. Like, he knows it.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie, I was a little intimidated at first because I was like, man, I have no fan base. But country radio and the country music community welcomed me in and helped me kind of spread my wings. And a lot of times when people ask, well, how's country music been? Been great.
Yeah.
I had nothing going on.
Right.
Until I got into country music. And it's been great, from the fans to the program directors at radio stations to the promoters with shows to different record labels, man. They've done nothing but welcome me in, and I'm super thankful for them for that.
But that's all also just based on songs, man, because they're not like, hey, he's a nice guy. He's worked hard. Let's bring him.
Nice shirt, bro. Want to get on the radio?
Yeah. So congratulations to you, buddy.
Thank you so much, man.
Jimmy Allen now at number 10, and hopefully still moving on from there. He's living a dream. Jimmy's new album, Mercury Lane, available now in stores and online, jimmyallenmusic.com. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me.
And we'll see you next time. Yeah, buddies, it's the Bennington Show on a Friday coming up in just a little bit. It's one of our best buddies, and we haven't had him on here in a long time. Dave Hill is going to be here. He's got a brand new record out with his band. He's like a full-time comedian and a full-time rocker. And he's like, I don't think that he has like a preference one over the other. And it's very funny because he could show up with his guitar, or he could show up and tell a hilarious story. He's a great storyteller. Also, I forgot to even bring this up. He's a great writer. He's got some books out. Pick them up if you want. So anyway, Dave Hill coming up in just a little bit. We're going to have some, well, I think this is the cool thing to let people know. This Ricky Gervais ticket giveaway for official rules. And to enter, go to SiriusXM.com/Ricky Gervais before October 31st. But the way this works is you get to go to the, is it the K Playhouse?
The K Playhouse at Hunter College.
I keep calling it Kanye. On November 8th, the grand prize winner, when you go to this, Ricky Gervais and Friends, a work in progress. The grand prize winner will receive a trip for two to New York, round trip airfare, hotel, and 2 tickets to the show. And if you're the winner, just contact us and we'll tell you all the great places to eat or hang out, or how to get into some of the fun clubs in New York. But it's going to be a real great trip to win, because this Gervais show is going to be hilarious, and it's going to be Ricky Gervais and his friends, and those friends are Ron Bennington and Jim Norton.
Ow! Hell yeah!
I hope that was it, Chris. That was the whole. If there's not going to be a big crowd, doing that, you don't want to be the sole guy. And then your hell yeah was so low. That was fun with Jimmy Allen, right? What a great fucking kid. Great
awesome.
story. Top 10 country hit. I don't normally listen to that kind of country. I'm over on the Outlaw channel, which I enjoy quite a bit. And Earl, you're the same way, right?
Yeah, I'm really into the guys like, Sturgill Simpson.
Everybody loves. He's great.
Shooter Jennings.
Yeah.
Which is, I think he's a little bit more rock than country at times.
You can't tell these days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't. There's nowhere for a rocking guy to go. So if you rock today, it's smart to add a little country to it and then say, I'm country.
And then Chris Stapleton is like the guy for me right now. He's sing his ass off. Great band. Killer song.
I just want to point out the two white guys are just sitting here. I just have a black country singer come in, and now the world famous black girl is sitting here, and you two. I don't know what the opposite of Proud Boys would be. Is it Shame Boys? Is that where you are right now? You know nothing about this.
And we masturbate constantly as Shame Boys.
I know, that's the one thing to keep most people out of the Proud Boys. You know what I mean? Because, yes, have sex with your chick, but also, I'm a little aggravated, so,
get it out.
Nothing to do with anything. It certainly doesn't have to do with love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What porn sites are you on now, Vito?
Bang Bros, Brazzers, Pornhubs, Reality Kings, sometimes an X-Hamster.
Wow, that seems old school to me.
Yeah, but I like vintage.
Yeah, it is. That's the ugly side. What about you, Chris? You normally have something in the dark web that you go to?
Sometimes I go to the dark web for some, amateur pornography, but I'm also now going on Smutter.com, SMUTR, because they get like the brand new, videos off like all the sites that Vito mentioned that you have to pay for, and they're really on top of it.
Wrong, and I've worked with you for 3 years.
He's caught up in his porn.
Smutter.
I was just talking to my friends. Asked my mom if she ever caught me masturbating. And she didn't, but she did bring up the one time she found my internet history.
Yeah.
And found a website named Big Sausage Pizza. And
she was starving.
She was like, "Are you gay?" Like, she took me aside and accused me of being gay, and I had to explain.
Wait, it's not an accusation. It's a question from a loving mother.
But I had to explain the concept of Big Sausage Pizza.
Here's the funny thing. If anyone accepts gay children, it's Italian parents.
Yeah.
I don't know what, but all the Italian families that I know have multiple gays.
Yeah, she was ready to accept. She just wanted to know if I was gay.
Because that's a very thing. She's like, that my Vito's sensitive. They love, and it's always like this, it's always like, Carlo, keep an eye on Vito at school. He's sensitive. Your brother's sensitive. So they have all the other fucking kids come in ready to stomp somebody for picking on the gay boy. But also a lot of gay women run in Italian families. It's very, very fascinating to me. I'm not allowed to do the work that I want to do in it. I want to do a lot of genetics work. I want to rip children from their families and put them in other environments. But, we live in this PC society. I think the Outlaw channel is probably the best channel we have.
It's
for
fantastic.
music.
It really is. But
every time I'm road tripping, I'm Outlaw channel.
Yeah, because it's a nice blend of, like for me, Chris Stapleton is he could have been a great soul singer back in the day. You know what I mean?
Look at it. Earl's got a boy crush.
Yeah, he loves Stapleton.
You would make out with him.
I wouldn't make out with him.
Why not? What if you wanted it?
Why are you homophobic?
I'm not homophobic. I just have a preference.
You just made a homophobic. Saying you have a preference is a homophobic statement, in my opinion, in today's world.
Is that why he's your desktop background?
That's cool, man. Dude, you're accepted here. This is a fucking woke environment. I mean, we might not look like three woke dudes, but we absolutely are. And we fucking accept you 100%, Earl. I don't give a shit what kind of fucking dirty, nasty shit you're into. You little bottom. You fucking sweet bottom.
You love it.
I don't have. This one rattled up porn sites like it was a laundry list.
Yeah, just regular ass porn sites. Somebody, I
Big
told,
sausage.
I told somebody about Bang Bros, and they also were like, "What is that, a gay site?" And I was just shocked that this dude my age had never heard of Bang Bros. It's like one of the most popular porn sites there is.
But by the way, I don't think that any porn site doesn't have sections. You know what I mean? It's like going into a record store. There's sections for everything.
Bang Bros has been around for a long time.
Yeah,
now,
like how do you not know it?
They're bang men now.
At first, I thought it was real. I thought that they were really picking up.
The bus?
I thought the bus.
Yeah, that's how they started the bang buzz. And when the bang buzz happened, you couldn't even, you would be buffering the whole time. And I'm not even saying, it would show up at other places, and you're like, who are these fucking guys? Why do they keep meeting these girls ready to take money?
How does this happen?
Because it was always like they were in the suburbs somewhere.
Yeah, I think they were in Florida. They were driving around the
were.
bus in Florida.
Miami's like
Some fucking alligator once.
all my favorite porn websites shoot in Miami. It seems like that's the big amateur porn.
Well, it used to be the Valley, and they fucking started saying you had to wear a condom. And that shit just ain't going to fly in today's world.
No. That's disgusting to watch porn with condoms.
That's got to be fucking raw dog, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Is that what time we're on?
Yes, we are. Yeah,
Okay,
7 a.m.
good.
in the East.
Oh, in the East, not in everywhere.
Yeah, just in the East. Yeah,
That's another thing. If I had my way, I would just say, this is what time it is.
that'd be
And
great.
that's it. You know what I mean? And some people get up in the dark. What's the big fucking deal? By the way, this includes you, Hawaii. You want to be a state? You got to fuck around with it. My niece lives over there, and her husband and son are, Eagles fans. By the way, this was forced on the son. But some families do that. But they get up like fucking in the middle of the night to watch an Eagles game.
Damn.
That would weird me out, man.
How many hours behind are you when you're in Hawaii? Is it 6, 7?
I think it's 6.
All right, let's check right now, see what time it is there. But
I think it's weird, like on the West Coast, you're watching the first game at 10 a.m.
yeah, and everybody there, believe it or not, kind of likes it because they say you get up, you have a brunch, you watch your games, and then you're free in the afternoons.
I'd love to experience that one time.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Spend a Sunday on the coast.
I like to see you get up before 10 a.m. on a Sunday. You still brunching every week?
Yeah, I'm
Big
brunching.
Bad Billy Sweet William now. So you miss the games because you're brunching. Fucking Earl misses the games because he's in church, and his church lasts like a Springsteen show. You're like, oh, God, another encore? How long is this guy going to go on? Earl, you've been at that church your whole life, right?
Yes.
What could you possibly learn about Jesus now? You got it. It was like if this was a math thing, you're like, you're out. You're done. You should be able to say to the church, I've passed the test. I'm ready to go out on my own now.
Well, there's plenty of things that, it's a constant growth.
It isn't. Nothing new has happened in 2,000 years. You've got it. Born, lived a life, died. That's it.
Honolulu 7 hours ahead.
7 hours. No, behind us.
Ahead. It's
AM.
Yeah, they're AM.
Oh, AM. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so they're behind us. So a 1 o'clock Eagles game comes in 4 o'clock in the morning there. And they gladly get up. They fucking set the alarm, and they sit there with their fucking jerseys on, and they cheer.
I thought California was bad, but that's like the people wake up at like 9 a.m. to watch games, so 4 a.m. is just...
Yeah, 4 a.m. is sick.
You're just dizzy when you wake up.
You're staying up. I mean, that's
Yeah,
just
you're not going to sleep.
get out of the bar and then going to watch the game.
Now, Nick DiPaolo just told me the other day that he never watches live sports. Never. He tapes, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to ever do... Because I brought up to him, he called me, and it was just his Notre Dame scores, and I yelled out, yeah, fucking finally a score. He goes, it's a good thing I'm not taping that. I go, why would you tape a college game? He goes, I can't watch commercials. You fucking watch commercials. First of all, now all of a sudden he makes it seem like I'm effeminate. That I watch commercials. What is there, some fucking beauty product you want to sit and learn all about? You jot down what these... And I'm like, Nick, here's the thing. I don't want to be cheering, right? When my team is going to end up, everyone else knows that they lost. And I'm like a fucking half an idiot. Yes, yeah. And the fucking score is fucking 35-14 and I'm yelling because we're up 7-0. That's fucking. So he was like adamant that he hasn't watched a game live. He said since VCRs. In VCRs, he started fucking taping. So now, during the fucking Red Sox games, I'll just fucking text him. Do you believe this? Or oh shit.
That's fucking great. I can't believe that it's been that long. How could you not watch?
This is the thing. The other night, what was it? Sunday night. It was the big Boston game. The Red Sox win. The fucking Patriots win that big game. I mean, it was an exciting night for Boston fans. He's not with other human beings. He's out in the fucking woods upstate, you know, screaming about Hillary, screaming about all these fucking things against white men. And he doesn't know that he should be so fucking happy.
I used to tape games like when I had work, and then I'd go home and watch them. But like it just feels stupid when like your team's losing. You just want to fast forward.
By the way, Jay does that, right?
Yeah.
So like he'll turn off his phone, but he's a huge 76ers fan. So he has his fucking phone off the whole winter. The whole fucking winter. It's ridiculous to me. You can't. Some things are live. That's it.
Sports is the last thing live. It's something you can actually experience with other people. That's it.
Let me think if there's another thing that's you're adamant about watching live.
Well, I watched the live Easter thing that was on TV. That was with Tyler Perry. I watched that live.
Well, why? Why did that have to be live
the
for you?
Tyler Perry one, or do you mean the John Legend one?
Didn't Tyler Perry do the John Legend?
You're
one?
kind of a fucking racist right now, dude. That's fucking really bad. Earl, I apologize. Some of us are fucking hitting the snooze alarm for being woke.
The Tyler Perry one was the one that like used Creed and shit.
No, that's the one I saw live that I felt I had
Apollo
to watch.
Creed? That's fucking fantastic. Way to go, Tyler Perry. No, I don't feel like I need to watch a High School Musical live. That doesn't work that way for me. Although this is the stuff that I do watch live is the Weather Channel when there's a fucking hurricane. I am so locked into that. It's unfucking believable. And their coverage, for somebody that you never watch and there's no reason to watch the Weather Channel, when there's one of these storms on, they're phenomenal at it.
I feel like the only time I ever see the Weather Channel is when I'm at like get to a hotel and it's like one of the first channels you see just turned on the TV.
My TV is New York 1 every time I turn it on.
At a hotel?
No, here. Here in New York. Like I turn on my fucking thing and no matter what I was watching, I'm on New York 1 again.
Yeah.
Do you want to change that? I could
Fuck no.
Okay. I could.
I mean, I want to be fucking tied in. You only have to watch New York 1 for 15 minutes because they rerun it all day long.
My friend just changed his cable and he found out you don't get New York 1 on certain things. Like it's only on Spectrum. So you don't get it on like Fios and stuff like that.
I had no idea.
Yeah, and he told me he's heartbroken. He doesn't have New York 1 anymore.
Well, I need Pat Kieran to read the news to me. I'm not going to lie to you about that. You know, when that bagel emoji thing came out, one of the big people fighting was Pat Kieran. This is not a real New York bagel. And I'm like, first of all, you should be fighting for New York bagels. There are not as many good places as there used to be. No. I'm looking right at you, fucking pick a bagel. And they were like, saying, you call this a bagel? But to most of the country, the frozen shitty bagel is a bagel. They don't know. Yeah, whatever these fucking, I wouldn't know. I'm not going to fucking get those. I thought Thomas's was English muffins.
They also make bagels. I found out about those as a kid, and it shocked me that people bought bagels at like a grocery store.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, you don't get good bagels out of New York, and you got to go out of your way. I got a place in my neighborhood that's been open for 195 years or something ridiculous. Fucking people are lined up. This drives me nuts, though, if I want to go get a Sunday bagel. Yeah, people that are young, they buy a bagel and use a credit card. It fucking takes forever. One bagel is like fucking $3.95. You need a credit card for that? Look, let me go with my wallet like I would for a fucking homeless person and give you a finner.
I haven't found a good place since H&H closed by me. That was years ago.
Yeah, you're fucked. And that's the thing. How could you not get a good bagel in the Upper West Side? That's embarrassing.
I guess like Zabar's is there, but it's not the same.
No, you're an H&H boy. I get that.
There's a great bagel place in Astoria called Brooklyn Bagels. I don't know why it's called Brooklyn Bagels, but it's in Astoria.
Because you guys are wannabe Brooklyn.
It's only in Astoria, and it's fucking great bagels. I remember there was before Anthony Weiner got put away, he did like an article for BuzzFeed and said that was the best bagel in New York.
Did he live in Queens?
No, he didn't. But like BuzzFeed got him to judge bagels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I like a good bagel, but I'm not going to get on a bridge to fucking get one.
That's insane.
They have one of those in Manhattan.
What?
Brooklyn Bagel. If you ever want to try it.
So you like a chain bagel?
It's not. It's like there's like 5 stores, but I'm telling you, they're great bagels.
5 stores, each one makes a chain, Ron.
That is a New York chain. You don't have to be outside of New York to be a chain. There are New York chains, and some of them are very good because they're local chains.
Yeah, and Brooklyn Bagels is one of them.
Yeah, well, why don't you just say, hey, Ron, I fucking eat chain food.
He said he wanted to tell you to go to Little Italy Pizza next.
He goes to Ray's.
Original Ray's, though.
You know the weird thing? The original Ray's is not the original Ray's. That's how fucking sick of a society this is. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, you sure know a lot about country music. These other guys don't at all, but you do.
I like Zach Brown Band.
And I got fucking Chris over here. He gets his bagels out of a vending machine.
I've been thinking a lot about vending machines and how there should be more.
First of all, that's sad.
No, it makes sense because there should be one, not just like candy vending machines.
Yeah.
Or like drink vending machines. There should just be vending machines for basic conveniences, like Band-Aids. Have you ever cut yourself by accident and needed a Band-Aid and you just can't get one anywhere?
I brought this up before, but when I used to be a kid and sell stuff door to door, whenever I had a first aid kit, I would sell every fucking house. Because people are like, oh, yeah, we don't have these things. And they would fucking buy it. But I don't want a bloody fucking finger on my vending machine.
The other finger.
Years ago, this is many years ago. So my friend Rap is down to visit me in Florida, right? So he's like, I'm on the ground floor of this investment. I really think you should be in on it. I put a bunch of money into it. I go, what is it? And he goes, it's a vending machine with pizza. They fucking cook the pizza, it drops down. You're able to take a little fucking, slice or 2 slices. I go, who's going to fucking eat that? He's like, people at hotels. This is going to be the next fucking big thing. You're going to get a hot slice of pizza without having to run into a human being. And I'm like, well, it's not for me, but I wish you all the luck in it. So he gets back on like a Saturday. He fucking flies home. Sunday night, I'm watching fucking 60 Minutes. And this thing turns out to be a scam, taking advantage of what they're calling knuckle draggers and fucking mouth breathers. I fucking call him up. He just answers the phone. Fuck! I'll fucking kill this motherfucker! And I've never to this day, I'm sure there are some vending machines that have slices of pizza. I've never seen one in my life, though.
The last hot vending machine thing I saw was they had the coffee ones that stopped in the early 2000s. You stopped seeing them.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't make sense. There's too many places to get coffee. Yeah. There's just too many places to get coffee. And how could a vending machine coffee ever be good? That's the problem. Once you get outside of a Reese's cup, what the fuck tastes good? Lifesavers, sure, give me one. You know what I mean? But I don't even want any, like a donut or something out of there because I don't know how old they are.
They sell peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in the vending machine.
The Uncrustables.
I'm almost throwing up. Fucking, I'm like when Earl had to drool this week. I feel like that. I don't know what that is.
It's disgusting. Or I saw Earl buy a snack pack.
Yeah, and he was bragging about it.
Yeah, he just kept talking about the little hummus sticks he was eating.
I say those peanut butter crackers, those orange peanut butter crackers, sure, take a chance on that. Even they could be fucking stale. But I'm not going to do something that should be fresh.
I got a buttered roll out of the vending machine. And I'm not going to lie, it wasn't a one-time thing. It was at least 5 or 6.
Said some
and you know what, Ron? I'm not going to lie to you. It wasn't over a 1-week thing. I got it once as an intern, and the last time I got it was probably a month ago from the vending machine here.
This is like an Overeaters Anonymous meeting. He's like, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I mean, a lot of butter roll is out of the vending machine.
They're not bad. It's a nice amount of butter.
How could it be not bad?
I checked the expiration date
You're
sticker.
the last Italian who is not an Italian at all.
It's what's readily available in our
A butter roll would be important to an Italian person. And you're just happy enough to have one in fucking saran wrap or whatever it's in.
Plastic.
That's fucked up. You can just go down to one of the carts downstairs and get a bird roll.
Yeah.
All right, what else you want to see in vending machines? You want Band-Aids? What else?
Okay, Band-Aids. Tank tops.
Are you fucking Kramer? Why would you say something so... Who wants a tank top out of a vending machine?
Tank top T-shirts, just basketball shorts, just stuff that like is cheaply made, and that you might need it to go. Like maybe your pants ripped, and you need some quick basketball shorts.
That's a Walmart. That's something you sell in a dry goods store. Well, how big is this vending machine going to be that your fucking tank top is dropping down?
How many sizes do it have? Small, extra large, medium?
None of those fit him.
Just go with the extra large and just deal with it if you're too small or too big. I can squeeze into an extra large pair
How
of
much you
basketball
paying
shorts.
for these fucking basketball pants?
I mean, they're made pretty cheaply, I believe. So,
Because the vending machine, you have to pay more. Because candy's more expensive than the vending machine.
did I say you were paying a cost? No, so you'll probably pay like
You two are not getting along.
No.
I've noticed that.
$8.
And how often are you destroying your pants that you fucking need a basketball
Chris, you've
shorts?
never destroyed your pants ever, Chris.
Never.
Not at
once.
work.
Yeah.
You know
Not
what I
at
mean?
work.
We're not fishing here. There's not going to be a hook caught in my fucking balls.
All right, belts. Because I've seen Chris come up to me. I had to give Chris my belt one day because he needed a belt.
Okay, and I'm going to agree with you. Once. How is a vending machine going to stay in business? Something that happens once in a lifetime to Chris Stanley.
But it's not perishable, so you can keep the belts in there for as long as they sell.
All right, again, they're not going to sell, Mike. And two, there's a place to get belts 30 fucking yards from here.
But we're not giving you those designer belts. We're giving you cheap wholesale.
That sounds like the exact opposite of what I want in a belt.
It's going to fall apart on you.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's only $6.
All right, let's keep going while we're at this.
All right. Hats.
Not enough with the clothes.
It's just
Maybe it's like a
clothing.
screwdriver in there. That could be useful. Like I need a
right.
screwdriver.
No, so not fucking screwdrivers. How about condiments? Think about that. You ever wanted fucking ketchup? Or you
Yes,
wanted
but
mustard?
I want it on a food.
Yeah, you have your food, but you're like, oh no, I don't have any ketchup or mustard.
So you're going to fucking try to say that they're going to drill us for paying for a ketchup packet out of a vending machine?
Not a packet.
If I'm going to go to a store and buy food, like, oh shit, I don't have any condiments. I would think the store would give me the condiments. I'm not going to the vending machine to pay $1 for a
It's
fucking
for the
ketchup
it's
packet.
for the working person who brings their food in with them, and they forgot ketchup, and they're like, oh man, it's only $1 for a packet
Why
of
don't we
ketchup.
just do this? Why don't we just have free condiments for our fucking employees?
Well, you'll be cutting right into my business plan if you do that.
Exactly.
All right, batteries. Double A's.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to give you that one.
Okay, that
Really
makes
great
sense.
idea. AA batteries.
A car battery. Throw that in there.
Tissues.
Chris, you just try to fuck with him. He's been really good.
Tissues would be great in there.
What you really want is a bodega.
I just want one of those bodega vending machines that they were talking about.
Now, wouldn't it be nicer if we just had a fucking woman who had these things and we could go and
Oh, a
talk to her?
newsstand?
Yeah, like, hey, Sally, how's everything? Oh, I'm doing good. Hey, did you hear who was in here today? You know what I mean? We can fucking say stuff like that. But now this impersonal fucking machine that you're pulling on like it's the 50s at Horn and Hardart. It's fucking embarrassing to me.
I don't think she'll be credit card ready. She'll be cash only. What if you're short on cash one day and you just need...
Why wouldn't she be credit card ready? It's fucking easy enough.
Yeah, you just plug that swiper thing in your phone. You
Chris
fucking-
takes the credit cards himself.
Yeah. Come on, I take all sorts
He's
of
like an
sales.
ATM. He just gave me fucking $20 earlier today.
It's called Venmo, Vito. Just get with the fucking times.
Well, I think you guys should invest in
Dude, the only thing you had me on was little batteries.
double A's.
Yeah, and even then, I've never needed any batteries at work.
Yeah, and most things charge now. Like batteries are going fucking the way of the
Really? Do you
dinosaur.
have a TV remote control?
He's right about that, Chris.
But not
I buy a giant thing of fucking batteries that I end up just putting next to my fucking TV, just for the fucking remote control.
pretty
Because
smart.
I got 18 remote fucking controls. I can't stand it anymore. Why has technology made life harder?
There's no reason the TV remote shouldn't just be chargeable at this point.
And there should only be one.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't have to buy a universal remote and then try to fucking figure out.
Universal remotes are garbage. I've had plenty of them over my days.
For what? You only have a TV. You
Well,
only
I get it from my mom. All right, we had a
Your
bunch
mom
of-
passed away how long ago?
years ago now.
How
Long
many?
time, like 9-10 years ago now. All right, so at that time, universal remotes were
It's so
shit.
sad you still get universal remotes every Christmas. He leaves them next to her grave.
Oh God.
I didn't forget you, Mom. I hope this works in heaven.
This is for the VCR and the TV. I think that's it. I think that's all we had, actually. We never had a DVR.
Your garage.
Oh,
Your garage was on there. Well, now all you have to do is go to the vending machine. That's
Thank
it.
God.
Double A's.
We should start called Big A Double A. I don't know why we haven't done that yet. We should get him to stop in sometime.
Okay.
We haven't met him. He's with Dave now. Dave's very has a lot of ownership around him. And Dave has a hate for Chris Stanley that runs so deep.
I'm like a permanent member
But
of the
why
Shizer
won't you
list.
be friends with him?
I feel like I've done no wrong to Dave.
I know, but that's fine. And in 2 seconds, you would be able to say that and get right back with him. He does not hold a grudge.
He doesn't.
But you hurt his feelings very much, and so does Earl. Oh, you haven't seen him in 9 fucking years.
What I do? I haven't seen
You
him in a
don't
minute.
see him. He has a
he'll
show you've been invited on so many fucking times.
He sent me a text. Was it last weekend?
Yeah.
I have a chance to respond to it.
Who doesn't have a chance to respond to a text?
No, he
What
was
if
just
I
like-
said
it was
something
just- it
to
was
you
a
in
nice
the hall?
commu-
Hey, Earl, what's going on, buddy? And 9 days later, you still haven't responded. And I'm going to finally see you next time. Doing great, Ron. Hope everything's good with you and the family.
And I have no ill will against Dave. He annoys me sometimes with the Twitter stuff.
You assaulted him once, Earl.
I have assaulted him multiple times.
Or I've seen you lens shopping. You could
All
use
that
time.
stuff doesn't matter. You think you ever want to go to a funeral and go, oh yeah, I got a text from him once. I didn't fucking respond. I'm telling you, Earl, I've lost fucking friends. You need to go down and do his show.
Eventually, I'll do the show.
Yeah. Great. Eventually. It's been 9 fucking years.
Just call Double A and get both.
He doesn't have that kind of time to be on the phone with Double A.
Text them in 9 days.
All right, so do we consider Vito's idea fucking hit or miss?
Miss Town.
I would not put money on this. Not at all.
Come on, Ron.
I'm thinking the chance to get a fucking tank top anytime I want.
Anytime.
Just down at a vending machine.
It's only XL, though. So
Something to go along with that buttered roll that's so fucking delicious. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I've never even seen the vending machine here.
Consider yourself lucky.
I'm not on some fucking job site in West Texas where I need a vending machine. There's nothing but stores around me. Get on the fucking elevator, go get some food.
no, that vending machine. The only days, Mondays and Tuesdays, it's empty. So that's one thing you got to know about it.
There's nothing I need to know about it. I might go down there later and piss inside of it.
No,
So
man,
that
come on.
Anybody gets food out there is fucking sick.
Just avoid the buttered rolls and the blueberry muffins.
We got a break here. Is Dave ready to go?
Yeah, Dave Hill will be here after the break.
Dave Hill from Boot Hill. All right. We'll be right back with Dave Hill. This is Bennington.
Welcome back to Bennington. That was Come Back to Bed off Valley Lodge's new album, Fog Machine, that comes out today on TP Records and iTunes, and Dave Hill's in studio.
Dave Hill, congratulations, buddy.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Dave is, he's part bird, part fish. He does comedy and music, and you're committed to both.
Well, yeah. I mean, comedy pays the bills for me, and music is my expensive hobby.
You know, isn't
Pays
that
some bills,
yeah.
but not as many.
Yeah, what's really funny is like comedy should be something that you can't make money at. You know what I mean? Like that was always the history of comedy.
Yeah.
Of like, oh, they pay off in burgers and stuff. And now you're like, I'll use that as a nice day job, a nice solid day job.
It's a reliable. Well, yeah. I mean, that's how I got into comedy is because it was the first thing where I was like, oh, this seems to be working out.
Right.
I just did it for lack of options, really.
Yeah.
You know.
But the music is your all-time love.
No, I love both, but I can't stop rocking.
Yeah, you got to keep rocking.
I keep thinking I'm going to stop. I really thought when I moved to New York in 2003, I thought I'm done rocking.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got a job writing on a TV show, and I was like, well, that's what I'll do. I'll just ride that out until my death. And then, and didn't even plan on, being a comedian, doing stand-up or whatever it is I do. And then I started rocking again, and And I think that as you get older, like the people that you know, or like if people that are still rocking are like, so now I get pulled into like better, instead of being asked to, go in someone's basement and
Right.
jam. Moby will ask me to be in his band or something.
That's
not
the-
to name drop. But,
No, you know
that's
what?
the sort of things that happen.
But here's the other thing too, is you don't realize that people get better. They become better musicians as time goes on. So
That's
a lot
true.
of these great albums that we loved are being played by people that had like 7 years experience
Yeah.
at their craft. I just had the Revolution in last
Oh,
week.
wow.
And they're like, oh no, we're really fucking good now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that when we were younger, but now we're really good.
That's true, actually. Like my first band that I formed when I was a teenager, the worst band name ever, Sons of Elvis. But we were in college, so we were like 18, 19 or whatever. So, and we made one record for Priority Records and then kind of fell apart at the end of the 90s. The grunge era was falling apart.
Right.
And then we played like a reunion show like 3 years ago. And I think we thought it was going to be really bad. But we were like, oh, we're much better now than we were then.
Yeah.
Like, and we were like, oh, maybe, for like about 45 minutes, we were like, let's get the band back together.
Yeah.
And then we were like, no, that's not.
It's the most romantic idea that we have is that let's get the band
It
back
really,
together.
yeah.
We just love the idea. The last time I saw you, I ran into you, I guess, at the Olive Tree. And then the next day, and I hadn't seen you in a while, and then the next day I was in here with Dave Davies of the Kinks, and I'm like, fuck, if I would know my own schedule, I would have invited you in to be part of that.
I would have had a seizure.
Yes, I know, and I'm so mad. Because I know you're one of the few people that would love that as much as me.
Oh my gosh. This is minor, but he followed me on Twitter the other day. I don't know how. And I really stopped me in my tracks. I mean, he's probably following thousands of people, but I was just like, oh my God, this is a lot of responsibility. Did I ever tell you? I must have told you this because I remember like you're one of the few people that I can talk about the Kinks. The Kinks obviously have millions of fans, but in terms of people I run into, did I ever tell you? If I can continue name dropping, a few years ago I was out in London. Well, my buddy Carl Arnheider, who he was doing this interview show called Inside Joke, and he had Terry Jones, from Monty Python on. And so Terry had said like, hey, if you're ever in London, drop me a line, we'll get a drink. So it worked out that Carl and I were in London at the same time. And he's like, I emailed with Terry Jones and we're going to get a drink. And he's like, you got to come. And I was like, no fucking way. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you can't.
So I was just like, that's too much pressure. Can't hang out. I can't handle that. And then he's like, you have to go. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I guess I have to go. So we go and it's like Terry Jones, his girlfriend, their toddler, and like Terry's assistant. This must have been like, I don't know, like 2010, 11 or something. And so then the assistant, the girlfriend, and the toddler, the kid leave, and there's the three of us. And then, so I get up to take a leak, and I come back to the table, and we're just at like some pub near his house, and in the Highgate area of London. And I come back to the table, and then Terry Gilliam's just sitting there. And I was just like, motherfucker, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, I'm thrilled, but I'm also just like, I do not fucking need this. Like, this is, I can't handle that. What am I gonna say to these guys? And so, but they were the nicest guys and made it very easy to hang out and chat and stuff. So then Terry Jones is like, hey, I got a bunch of Indian food because I figured we would all go back to my house and have dinner. And I'm just like, oh, fine. Like it's just more like horrible pressure, even though I'm just like pinching myself. So we're walking back through the neighborhood, and Terry Gilliam, Carl and Terry Jones have gotten like a little bit ahead. I'm just talking with Terry Gilliam, who's the nicest, most normal, like, he's been living in England for how many decades?
Yeah, since 68 or something.
And still seems like he drives a truck in Minnesota or something. Just like, it just like you don't even think he lives in London. He just seems like a Minnesota guy. So he's like, hey, do you like the Kinks? And I'm like, yeah, I fucking love the Kinks. And he's like, oh, well, this is Ray Davies' house. He's a buddy of ours. We should see if he wants to come. And I was just like, you know what? No, just stop. I've put up with enough tonight. But then he's like, no, come on, let's go get him. So he calls ahead to Terry Jones, and when we go to the door, and anyway, Ray Davies wasn't home. It's anticlimactic,
right?
But just to the Kinks. But just my reverence for them.
By the
Even
way,
to walk
who told
up
me
to
the
his
same
door.
story just about Moby.
Really? That bastard. I'm sure he's got, well,
Ray he talked to me one day about dive bars in New York that he would frequent because he doesn't like anything he likes a dive bar, and he was complaining about so many dive bars, missing in New York. But he grew up in that working class where you're not even comfortable around educated people or what we would call dude bros or fucking Wall Street types. So he likes to be in a nice and all up and down New York, all kinds of joints.
Oh, yeah. Well, from here, he must go to Jimmy's Corner or
there
something.
You go. You had it.
And,
I didn't want to give it away for him.
I know. I shouldn't say. I have to remember that. The last
I had
places.
Ray on many times, but Dave, I was like, well, I'm probably not going to get along with him because I'm such a Ray fan. And it happens in every band like that, where because they're fighting, you feel like you have to pick a side. And I'm like, no, that's the dumbest thing ever, because, Graham Nash has done the show so much, so I thought I wouldn't like David Crosby. And he came in and was just the sweetest, most charismatic guy. But those two guys have their own, they have their own marriage problems from being together 40 years.
I had that, like, Chris Robinson was on my WFMU show from, the Black Crowes.
Yeah.
So, and I like the Black Crowes, but I have no real feelings about it. But then I ended up liking him so much, which I had no idea what he would be like, but he was such a nice guy and brought like all this cool music to play and turned me on to all this stuff. And then, so afterwards I was like, not exactly crazy about that Rich Robinson.
Right.
Even though I had no opinion, I just picked a side.
That band, I will admit, an early prejudice because they sounded so much like the Faces.
Yeah.
And now I love them more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I had to get beyond my own bullshit prejudice to go, of course, they're playing great. They're playing the music they love.
Yeah. I had that happen like, where I was like completely against Oasis because I was just like, oh, they're just ripping off the Beatles and these other bands. And then I just was like, oh, and they're so obnoxious. This is years ago. And I was like, they're so annoying. And then I was just in a bar and they played that second Oasis record. And I was just like, well, every song on this is great.
Yeah.
I guess I like them.
I listen to Oasis now way more than when they were popular.
Yeah. I know they're really, they had some really couple records, and,
some really great songs.
Yeah.
Some really great rock and roll songs. Chris, you don't plug?
I apologize. Valley Lodge's new album, Fog Machine. It comes out today on TP Records and on iTunes.
Oh, thank you.
And obviously one of the funniest comedians working today as well. And you serve two masters. You serve two masters, much like Chris Stanley.
I serve but one master.
Who's that?
You, Ron.
Oh, that's really nice to hear.
Well,
really nice.
If you're going to have one master, you could do a lot worse.
All right. That's good to know. But with Valley Lodge, how did you get together and say, okay, this is something that we're going to commit to enough to, do shows and...
Well, we keep, it started, as I was saying, like I came to New York and I was like, my rockin' days are done.
Yeah.
And then I had my buddy John Kimbrough, and this was like 2004 probably. And that's another thing, like we've been together like My stomach just did something horrifying. I hope it didn't.
No, that's
I shouldn't
okay.
have even addressed it because now it is on there because I'm talking about it.
We have a 6-second delay. We've edited
good.
it out already.
Edited. Okay, good.
So you just hear, like, people at home just heard a bird tweeting. Like
Oh,
the birds.
good.
It was
Perfect.
really sweet.
So John, my buddy John Kimbrough, he was also, he was like, oh, I'm done playing in bands too. And he was doing like music for TV and film. And then we were like, well, let's just make a record together of whatever songs we have laying around. And then so we did that. And then we were like, well, let's play some shows. And then, we played, and it's hard to play shows like when everyone's starting to, some guys have other jobs or kids or wives or whatever, or all those things. Right. The trifecta.
And the audience doesn't commit the same way of going out like they did when they were younger too.
Yeah. Like Valley Lodge, when we play, we always joke now, we're like, there's going to be some smoking hot 35-year-olds on the crowd tonight. So make sure you get your act together. And we'd be lucky if that were, I'm not knocking out 35-year-olds, but so we started playing, and we would play shows once in a while, and then John moved to LA, and I was like, oh well, that's that. And then the weird thing, I never read that book, The Secret, but I think I accidentally did The Secret, where in my head, the one sort of fantasy I had left, and I mean, there's many fantasies I haven't lived out, but I was just like, it'd be cool if we got to tour Japan. I just had it in my head, and I never, ever uttered it to anybody, I swear. And one day, sure enough, I got an email. Hey, we're this record label in Japan. We want to put out your record over here and want to know if you'd want to support it with a tour. So literally, and I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yes,
and,
just like Cheap Trick.
Yeah,
I want the exact Cheap Trick.
Yeah, because of Cheap Trick live at Budokan. That's
it's
exactly
the best fucking rock and roll story that there is. And I love the fact that those guys went over like on a regular flight, and there was just tons of people, and they're like looking around like, what is going on? And it was them. They had no idea that they were that big in Japan. So all of those stories about Japan, it always goes back to that fucking tour for me.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the fantasy was for us. So, but then, so they put out the record, and then they're like, we want bonus tracks, and we were pretty much like barely existing. And then we're like, bonus tracks, we got to make some bonus tracks. And then in making the bonus tracks, we ended up making a whole record. So I guess I was like, oh, I guess we're still a band. We made another record, and then, but though this is classic to what I was talking about, we got asked to do the tour, and all of a sudden, like, we gotten, John had moved to California, so we got another guy in the band, and then he was getting married, and he's like, well, I'm supposed to get married right after. He's getting married in Mexico, like 2 days after the Japan tour. And then I wasn't going to say anything. I thought it would be a horrible thing to do, to tour Japan and go to Mexico. Like, he would die.
Yeah, right. It's too much.
But I wasn't going to tell him that. Yeah. Because I didn't want to get someone else. But fortunately, someone else was like, you're insane. So he was like, I can't do that. I'm like, I totally get it. So I got Doug Gillard from Guided by Voices. He's a guitar player in Guided by Voice. I got him to play bass. And then another guy in the band, Phil Costello. I shouldn't name names because now that you're going to find out who the last guy is, he'll be embarrassed if I say who it was. But, so one of the other guys I'll say was in another band, and they meanwhile got offered a tour of England before we had said yes to the Japan tour. So now I've got to replace two guys. And then I have one other guy, and I think he's going to do the tour, and he's not writing back to me. He's like one of my best friends, not responding to my emails. I'm like, what is up? And finally I was like, look, we're touring Japan. Like, why aren't you writing back to me? And finally he writes back. He's like, my wife won't let me go. So I went to the band tour Japan with my friend Dale May played drums and Doug played bass, and then John came from flew from LA to met us in the first city, Osaka. Had never even met the other two guys. Wow. So I toured Japan with like a stunt double band. Yeah. Basically. But it's like, that's what happens when you try to have get older and have a band.
You got to patch it together, man.
Yeah. So
if you want to make it happen, it ain't going to be perfect.
So, that's what, you got to just keep it going.
Who are you listening to now? Is there somebody that you're loving?
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you. Yeah. I mean, I'm the worst because I've been kind of, I think because of the internet, as much as I think the internet's horrible in general. No, the internet's great, but I do like that there's all this music. You can kind of go like, oh, what's this? What's that?
I spiral too much into like one classic band for a while. So I don't find as much new music as I should.
That's what I do. I go back and find stuff that I missed or wasn't even alive for, So, but of new things, I'll tell you, I really like, where is it? This band, the Church of the Cosmic Skull.
I don't know them at all.
I wouldn't even know them, but I have this other band. This is the other thing when you keep rocking in your old age, instead of having one band that plays a lot, you just play with a bunch of people very little. So I made this band with my friend Chris Reifert called Painted Doll, and this website reviewed our record, and so I started reading the other reviews of the other bands, and that's how I discovered this band from Nottingham, England, Church of the Cosmic Skull, and they're like kind of a mix of like psychedelic pop, like not pop in the Taylor Swift sense, but of like
old school,
in the way the Big Star is pop, or
exactly,
or Cheap Trick is pop, and so they're that, and then kind of like Black Sabbath, and then like Jesus Christ Superstar,
right?
It's all this stuff mixed together
because they've had a chance to be influenced by all that stuff. Which
and
is
it's really cool. So
Earl was just telling me that the new Elvis Costello album is amazing. I haven't heard it yet. What's the name of it, Earl?
It's called Look Now.
And what era Elvis does it sound like?
It's like a combination of Get Happy, the Backrack stuff.
Oh, wow. That's a weird combination.
A little bit of Armed Forces.
Wow.
I mean, it's a killer record.
Is there a better songwriter? I mean, here's what I hate. We end up taking people for granted, like, he's doing his Elvis Costello thing. But it still should be shocking to us what an amazing songwriter he is.
Yeah, I think he's on like a level of, just incredible. I'm curious to hear this record because I kind of dropped off a little bit.
Yeah, well, you do.
I hear it's just hard when, and then it's hard. Like, how do you follow up? This year's model and
absolutely
all these amazing records. Then you're just like, well, it's not.
I think Imperial Bedroom is as good of an album that anyone has ever made, and yet it never pops up on any list because he has another. 14 albums. It's just like I was watching Paul Simon last week on SNL. And I'm like, how could somebody stay so great for so long? Just songwriting alone. Forget everything else. Just to be that kind of a songwriter.
Yeah. I almost like, in a way, I like sort of more mortal songwriters who only get it right a few times.
Yes, if at all.
Because then there's less to wade through. You go like, well, these guys have this one great song.
Yes, the Cockney Rebels come up and see me and make me smile. I can go back. I've gone back to that song for 40 fucking years now.
It's amazing. I became friends recently with Do you know the New Radicals? That song you get where you give Greg Alexander, the main guy, who's written many great songs, but like that song is obviously
right. That was a song of the summer type song.
But it's still everywhere.
Yeah,
and I'm fascinated. I was like that to do that once is an amazing feat, I think. I mean, again, he's written plenty of great songs and written songs for other people. But I'm just like, how do you, like, literally, he's going to hear that song just walking into a store for the rest of his life.
You know, another song the same way is Flagpole Sitter.
Yeah.
And people will call it a one-hit wonder, and I'm like, I don't know. They got like 4 really fucking terrific albums.
Plus, like, I don't know I heard say this recently, but one-hit wonder, like, that's what people call, like, only people who've never even had anything, like, you only,
right.
Like, the people calling someone a one-hit wonder have never written anything approaching a melody. But I think to have, I don't know, I think just if you can do that once in a lifetime, it's pretty amazing.
First of all, it's like, literally like, I'd like to teach the world to sing. You know what I mean? Like, it's that fucking thing of the whole world fell in love with this song.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I read this the other day that Funky Town was the first fucking release by these kids. And it went number 1 in 28 fucking countries. No one ever had done that before as a single. And then I think Madonna ended up doing more years later. But, like, how the fuck does something that almost seems like almost a joke record, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Touch people in 28 fucking countries.
It's amazing.
It's crazy. Like, that kind of a weird song is even, that everyone loves, is even stranger than just writing a great fucking song that everybody loves.
Yeah, but I wonder, that's, and it probably came to them really easily.
Yeah.
Probably just like,
I always think it was probably heading to someone else, you know what I mean, through the universe, and it mistakenly ended up at their address. Yeah, there's no reason to play it like this. It's stuck in everyone's fucking head whether they want it to be or not. But you know what I mean? It's like, I've never heard of a songwriter not speak in terms of like almost magic. You know, the song shows up, you're just writing it down, which is always fascinating to me. And Don was like bringing that up, and I go, well, then how come, if it's not specialized, how come, you know, Neil Young doesn't get a Beach Boys song? And he's like, you just fucked me up, man. I don't know where you fucked up everything I've been saying for years. But it is weirdly true that if Brian Wilson doesn't catch the Brian Wilson songs, you know, the chances are Dwayne Allman wasn't going to fucking get it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Plus, it's like, well, obviously these guys are geniuses and have, because even like to work within, like you always hear, like, now, I feel like new bands, someone be like, they're like the Beach Boys, Pet Sounds. Imagine, but what I hear when someone says that is like, imagine if Beach Boys Pet Sounds had no good songs on it.
Right.
That's what they sound like.
That's what they sound like.
You know, like, that's what always happens now is like I don't know. It's like, maybe it's like each guy puts their own frosting on it, but it's the cake that's being sent around the universe.
Yeah. I don't even know if I understood that. I don't get it at all, but I do like cake. You know what I mean? And the frosting is really my favorite part.
Yeah, so you see my point.
But here's one. Like, you can meet people that are unbelievable musicians and they can't write a song. You know what I mean? They have no idea how that's done. And then Paul Williams was in here, and I think Opie had ordered like a electric piano or something. Yeah. He said, you know, so you could do some of your songs. He goes, I have no idea. I don't play any instruments. Paul Williams doesn't play an instrument and will write the lyrics and the melody, just singing it, and somebody else fills in the rest.
Wow.
Is that fucking insane?
That's amazing. He's
written some of the most universal songs of all time.
Yeah.
And not even interested enough to strum a guitar.
That's pretty awesome. That's a power move.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Well, that's definitely, I think about that a lot because, like, I'm I mean, for me, music's just fun, and I don't have delusions that I'm going to write Let It Be or any one of these days. But
we don't know.
We don't know. Maybe it might be some. I might catch it.
Yeah.
But I'm also like obsessed with. I think because like doing comedy and writing and things like that, it's all like stuff that like none of it's physical. It's like in your head. Like when you do stand up, like. All these factors can come into play, like even what you even thought about it afterwards. Like you'd be like, "Oh, that went all right. That was horrible," even though you may have it backwards.
Right.
But like, so as a result, as I get older, like I've become obsessed with like getting technically better at the guitar because I'm like, not like I play pickup basketball or something where I'm like, my layup's getting better, And so like, it's the only thing I have that has like a physical, thing to it really. So I'll like work at it and I'm like, this is so stupid. It's so pointless. Like serves no purpose other than annoying my girlfriend.
Right.
Like, cause I'm just sitting there going, and then I think about like all the great, like guys like Kurt Cobain and whoever else are not good, we're not technical.
Yeah, they're not
players.
technical at all. They had key problems or whatever, but something fucking came through.
Yeah.
And literally, I think I have more of a spiritual belief to that type of thing than anything else that you could show me. You know what I mean? More of a spiritual belief of, hey, this is all too good to be feeling this good. You know what I mean? Like, this shouldn't be able to happen.
Yeah. That's like, it's an amazing thing. I mean, I'm not saying anything new, but that when you hear like a melody that's just, there's many times when I'm severely depressed in life, but I remember in my 20s when I first started like experiencing like sort of clinical, not to get emotional on
No, go ahead, let's go.
But when I would get like so when I started like really experiencing like, oh, I need professional help.
Yeah.
Like so many in the comedy world can relate to and music world or whatever. But in that time if I heard like a great melody and stuff, like I was all of a sudden like, I would like almost be crying because I would just be like, it was the only thing that made me feel good. And I'd be like, why am I so into this song by like, I remember that song, that There She Goes by The Law, speaking of one hit wonders. Yeah. There's so many hooks in that song, but I remember just hearing that song and just being like, oh my God, feels so good, that one section. Like, how do they do? And I hear it now, I'm like, that's still great. But I was like,
you needed a little bit of beauty to hold on to.
Yeah, and it was truly like what made me go like, I know I have the capacity to be in a good mood still. And that's what got me through.
Bobby Kelly.
I will allow it.
Hey, Bobby. I'm on the air right now. Dave Hill's here.
Tell him I love him.
Dave Hill's
like
here on
Dave
the air
Hill.
with me, and he loves you.
Who are you with?
Dave Hill, the fantastic musician, comedian. He loves you.
Now he's just doing it on purpose.
Oh, God, that's
that
not...
fucker.
Yeah.
Hey, I love him too.
Yeah, it's
He's
too
just
late.
saying
I
that
mean, it
now.
hurt him.
Now it's not believable to the listener.
No, I do. Are you on air?
Yes.
Oh, are you on air? Are you happy on air? Like on phone? Like
yes. Yeah.
92 call-in?
Yes, it's like a call-in show, like you're the big winner. So...
All right. Well, dude, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I forgot. I apologize.
It's okay.
I'm so anticlimactic. Shit.
Yeah, that's
Plus,
all right.
who just calls someone in 2018?
I know, he never texts us, he just calls.
What kind of monster is
Well,
he?
he's...
I don't, texting is for children.
That's just not true. That's just not true.
It's just jarring when someone just calls like that.
Yeah, we have to stop.
All right, I'm going to text you later. But here's the weird thing. I was going to call you today. That's how weird life is. You know?
Well, call me. Don't text me. Please call me.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you a certified letter. Okay?
Yes,
I like
make sure
this.
you get
By the way, this is why I don't give out my number to people. Because look at Bobby just overusing it.
Dialing on willy-nilly.
I have something for you. Very good.
All right, hold on. I'm going to go. Why don't you plug?
Okay. Dave Hill's in studio. His band, Valley Lodge's new
What's
album,
it about?
Fog Machine, comes out today on TP Records and iTunes. And Dave will be at Sketchfest 2018 tonight at the Pit in New York City.
Oh, wow.
And on Twitter and
Where
Instagram,
at?
follow him at Mr. Dave Hill. And go to DaveHillOnline.com for all information about all things Dave Hill.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, Dave.
Count me in. I will agree to, I'll agree to
You've done some
any
research
gig that's
about
far in the
the
future.
show tonight.
Yeah. Glad I could remind you of that.
Yes. Now I'll know where to be.
Yeah, at the Pit.
I love it. Yeah. All right, he's saying he does love you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So I don't tell Dave about the theater we're doing, right? I'll leave him out of it.
Don't tell him.
Oh, shit.
But he
No.
Can I just say one thing? He can play instruments and he can run sound. I mean, he's amazing.
Yeah, I can do, you know,
If he
utility
wants to run
player.
around, that's fine, but I don't want to bring any of his little tuny things.
Okay.
No instruments.
That's fair.
And the only way Florentine can do this is if he brings his kid.
Well, yeah, we all have to do that.
Okay, good.
What
All
sort
right.
of kid?
Huh? Kid.
Oh,
Child.
kid.
Yeah.
He has a kid?
All right, I'll check back in with you later,
Show
okay?
off.
Godspeed.
Godspeed, buddy. Bye. No, I have this thing that if, he's asking if I want to do this thing in April, and I'm always like, of course I do, because it's far away. But if someone says, do you want to do, if someone said, hey, next week, do you want to have lunch with Jennifer Lawrence? I would say, no, I can't. It's too soon. But if someone said in April, I'm going to cut the head off the pig and I want you to have sex with the skull, I like the pig fucker's going to be there. Count on the pig fucker.
I'm the same. All I
Yeah.
need, 6 weeks. 6 weeks in advance, and it's completely abstract.
Yes.
Like, I'm like, yeah, of course, whatever
I
it
also
is.
think life will be better by that. I'm enough of an optimist
Yeah.
that I'm like, things are going to be great for all of us. Of course, I want to celebrate that.
But then my other thing is 20 minutes. If you
Yeah.
say, can you fuck a pig's head in 20 minutes? I'll say yes to that also.
Oh, it's going to be right away. Like if
Yeah,
someone came in with a pig's head right now.
Like, whenever someone wants to hang out or whatever, I'm like, no, just stand in front of my apartment
Yeah.
and text me, and I'll hang out all day and night. But if
Yeah.
you want to plan a week from now to have dinner, that's never going to happen.
Not going to happen. That is fucking hilarious. Also, when you were like even bringing up like Terry Gilliam and that whole thing, I could easily do that in here with these microphones, but to go out and tonight at 9:00, meet all those guys and we'll be hanging around. That seems more nerve wracking to me. Where this has some structure to it.
Yeah.
And you can ask the kind of questions that you think if you're at a bar, like, is this annoying if I suddenly bring up Life of Brian to you guys? Is that terrible?
Right,
You know?
right.
But here it's fine to bring up Life of Brian.
Yeah, at the bar you got to go like, do you like pizza? I like
Yeah.
pizza.
It makes
Or
life
something
worse.
even worse.
Yeah. What life needs is a lot of microphones.
It does.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Earl, I'm not sure I even agree with you on this Elvis Costello. I'm nerve-wracked that you even brought it up. You have a mic over there, too, anytime you want to use it. Did you not know that? Oh, you want to use this one? Okay, now I have to move my feet.
Wait, you're nervous that you'll hear it and you won't think it's as good?
Yes, because I love him. I love Elvis Costello.
I love him, too. And I saw him in a restaurant recently, and I almost
felt...
shit and pissed everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm usually a pretty cool guy.
Yes.
But I definitely like faked several trips to the restroom and stuff so I could walk by his table.
One time, well, first I've seen him perform a lot of times. And once, and this was in the 80s, like in 82 or 83, we came up to get tickets, me and my chick. He didn't sell that well. It was in this big arena. And when we got our tickets, he was kind of standing there and he looked like he wanted to talk with us. And I just fucking walked away from him. This was down in Florida. And we went to this, he had drawn like 4,000 people, but in a place that sits 12. You know what I mean? It was one of those deals. But another time, I got a call from the Stangles. They were saying, would you come in and do Opie's show with us? We booked Elvis Costello, and no one knows what to talk to him about. I'll say, I'll fucking be right there. I came over, but then I had all of them asking dumb questions, and it looked like I was at the dorks table. I was really fucking hating, because they were like, remember Veronica? You know what I mean? Like, they were just, just the thing that they saw on MTV or whatever. That fucking embarrassment is back. But also, when I went to a Bruce Springsteen thing at the Apollo, Elvis Costello came in with Steve Earle. They were both together, like two songwriting buddies. And I had the feeling that they had walked to the show. Like, I didn't feel like they had a car. I just felt like they would just walk down the street to the gig.
Oh, man. I've seen Steve Earle. I don't belong to a gym anymore. I just work out on the streets now. But
smart.
I used to see Steve Earle at the gym. And that's the end of the story.
No, but here's the thing. You
don't expect to see Steve Earle at the gym is my point.
Here's why though. Recovery. Rehab recovery. So he's looking for a healthy way to get those endorphins. Staying away from the bad stuff, Steve?
Yeah, that makes sense. We were on the exercise bikes together.
Really? Did you talk to him?
No, I played it cool.
He's fucking cool though. He does a show here and he hangs out sometimes. He's fucking crazy cool.
He seems like I would hope that he's crazy cool.
Yeah. Although he broke up with his wife, and then she started dating another guy that I know, another songwriter.
Oh, man.
And who I think is great. But then Steve said, I'm glad that she found a younger, less talented person than me. So I had to fucking lay low during that talk.
Oh. And now we have to ask who we can't ask who it is.
I don't want to say.
He said something real.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
He had, I can't remember what it was. But he had maybe you can Google it, Chris. He had a really funny, speaking of Oasis, he insulted Noel Gallagher pretty badly.
Really?
But in a pretty funny way. But I can't remember what it was. And I don't agree, obviously don't agree with whatever he said. But
sometimes a good burn is worth it, though.
Yeah.
Like what fucking Bobby Kelly just did to you. It was an awful thing.
I know.
Amusing. And here's why it was funny. It happened to someone else. That's what's always funny.
They're still together.
And the wife is related to the other Shelby Lynn, right? Shelby Lynn's
the country singer.
Yeah. And she's fucking
I don't know what other Shelby Lynn I was talking about. The country singer, not the optometrist.
So I'm going to give you this kind of fucking weird burn story that I got caught up. All this has got, everything going. So years ago, like maybe the late 80s, early 90s, Richard Jeni, the comedian, was on my show. And his career was doing really great. I mean, he was doing Arsenio and The Tonight Show and selling out. And his life was great. And then Richard Lewis called in. He was, at a TV show then, and he was doing a theater. And I thought that they, since they were both big fucking comedians, they know each other. And I go, hey, Richard Jeni's here with me. And he basically did what Bobby Kelly did, but he was fucking serious. He wasn't playing with it. He's like, who? What do you expect me to know? And
was it also on there?
Yeah, it was on the air, fucking live, and I didn't, do it to be a prick. I just said, hey, there's another guy here, because they wanted to start talking to each other. So that ended. Every time I saw Richard Jeni after that, up until his death, he was like, I hear your buddy fucking Richard Lewis was really fucking drunk the other night. The comedy, every time I saw him, he would come up with something about Richard Lewis was up for a pilot. You notice he didn't get it? Yeah. And then, Richard Jeni killed himself and they brought up and I'm like, oh, maybe that's why he was so sensitive about it. Because I was like, at the time, he doesn't fucking know me either. What, I'm not hurt by that. I'm a fucking legendary broadcaster, Earl. Yes. But, not everybody knows me.
They should.
They should.
But that's
They
that
don't.
fucking, that's that depression thing or whatever he fucking had. I guess his
Yeah.
was even further along. And his, remember, he killed himself not long after O&A were mean to him, saying, stay outside, don't come in. They booked him and they didn't let him come in. They used to do that to people all the time.
What? He came down to the studio?
He came down to the studio and they would have him outside and they said, we'll be right with him. And they left him out there. And they did it to a bunch of people.
And the way they did it, just never had him on the show?
Yeah, I think they never had him on or they brought him in with 2 minutes
You
left.
know that would have happened to me.
Oh,
if
yeah,
they
they
pulled
would've-
that with him.
They would have fucking got you right from jump.
I mean, let's be honest. They
Yeah.
wouldn't have booked me, period.
Yeah. That's
But I wouldn't have shown up
yeah.
either. So
I'll-
it goes both ways.
Yeah, well, let's say next time I have you in, I'll just leave you out just to see for the 2 minutes how long it'll go
at
on.
Sirius, though, in my experience, anytime I would wind up on 3 other shows anyway.
It is true. It is
It would work
absolutely
out.
true here.
I don't think I've ever come here. Maybe it'll happen today, I guess, now that I'm saying it. But I've never come here and not wound up like on, the Lady Trucker show
Right,
or
they'll
whatever.
just say, hey, you busy? We're going back
All
on
the shows,
the air.
yeah.
The funny thing here is, like, this, when I came into radio, it was like the most competitive business. You hated the guys across the street. You would fucking key their van, and they hated you, and they would fight. And now we're all just working in the same place together and sharing guests, and no one cares. No one's like, everything's great.
It's like The Simpsons here. It reminds me of like in The Simpsons when they have like every character in like a scene. It's like that. You come here like you're gonna run into like. Well, I just missed Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi and Ace Frehley were walking by each other as I was standing there.
That's a metaphor for something. I don't
know
know
it
what.
is. Yeah. I know it was. And the weird thing was it was weirder seeing Nancy Pelosi because I'd seen Ace before. But to see like Nancy Pelosi really exist outside of this weird Washington world. Like Hillary came in here one day and I was just looking at her like she was Fred Flintstone or something. Like you don't really consider those people real, It's
bizarre.
It is bizarre.
Can I say Ace Frehley gossip that we can't prove or disprove and won't get you in trouble, and he would, if it's true, he'd probably admit it.
He'll forget.
But it's so awesome.
He'll forget.
I'm told that he snorts Viagra before he goes on stage, so he has a semi.
Well, first of all, I do that before every show, and it's now in vape.
But I really love that story. I want it to be true. You can edit that out.
No.
We're all going to have to lawyer up after I said that.
Willing to do it. I'm willing to take it to that thing. You heard it, so there's enough.
I heard it. That's what I'm saying. You can take it or leave it.
So I was doing a show.
Good authority.
The Ron and Ron show in Florida years ago. And we went out to do an appearance at Daytona Beach, and there was a fucking tons of fans. And you bring different people out during the show, and it's a lot of fun. So the Stranger Band, this band called the Stranger Band, which was one of the great Southern rock bands, but they came in right after Southern rock had dipped, so they didn't get the thing. So they had this great fucking sound in between Southern rock and arena rock, and the audience just had always loved them, and they were great to work with. And they said, and my booking department booked Ace Frehley to come down, and he was going to play a song with them. So they go, what song you want us to do? And my partner was always like, old school, album rock of the hit, the fucking hit, So they're like, just have them do rock and roll all night, and it'll be fucking great. They go to him. He was a little loaded at the time. He was a little 3 sheets. He didn't know the fucking tune. This is when he wasn't in. He did not remember the tune. They're in a fucking hotel room seconds before he comes out on stage, and they're like, he's not getting the fucking song. I go, this is one of the most famous songs in the world. 8th graders play this song. How does he not know it? They go, he's a little toasted right now. Plus he hasn't played the song in a long time. I go, well, let's do it anyway. He goes out with them. He fucking murders it. The place is going crazy. For some reason, there's smoke coming out the end of his guitar for like some gimmick bit. There's just a string of smoke coming out while he's playing. I'm looking at people just fucking diving into each other. The band is having the greatest night of their life. They're playing with Ace. But seconds before, I could have pulled the plug. I could have said, no, we're not going to embarrass ourselves like this. So that's what I try to tell you. I'm going to listen to this Elvis Costello album for you.
You're going to love it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Ace.
That was the craziest shit, huh?
He's the best. That Ace solo, album of when they did all that's the best one.
The fucking Back in the New York Groove, which is played every summer, everywhere you go in this town.
Yep. Who's that? That's originally by Hello?
Yeah. It's basically a one-hit wonder, right?
Yeah.
It's a one-hit wonder. And now you go back and you're like, well, their version's good, but it's not the one I know. You know what I mean?
Ace's version. But
Yeah.
that whole record's great.
Yeah.
He didn't even need that on there, and it would still be a great record.
Yeah. Look at you. Going to bat for the guy who's suing you. That's amazing about you, Dave.
I'm backpedaling. I'm basically, I'm trying to make up for that.
This is funny. Now, Bobby Kelly just fucking emailed me. I mean, texted me.
Is he
just texted.
Dave Hill's my favorite comedian.
No. He said, I wish he said
I'm glad
that.
you didn't even entertain that.
He was like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what I did. I don't know why I brought that up, but no, I have no idea who he is.
Wait, really?
Yeah. No, Dave. This should be a day that you're celebrating. This is the day your album.
Yeah. It's a good day.
Valley Lodge's new album, Fog Machine, comes out today.
Now all I can... Oh, no, keep going.
Today on TP Records and iTunes. And Dave's going to be at Sketchfest 2018 tonight at the Pit in New York City. And the goddamn Dave Hill Show, that airs Mondays at 9 p.m. on WFMU.
No, I will tell you that Dave is our favorite, but he's everybody's favorite.
I'll be your favorite.
No, here's the thing. Everybody feels like, oh, Dave Hill's my best friend. Brian Regan's my best friend. There's certain people that everyone connects to. No, there's two. There's only two.
Me and Brian Regan?
You and Brian Regan.
That's good. That's good company.
I'm thinking about getting a tour together with you guys and jumping out of this Bobby Kelly tour. That
think of if you combine Brian Regan's fan base and my, how many? He's good for like 20,000 probably, sure. Right? So we're looking at 20,150 people.
That's
on a good night.
That's good. That's good.
That's what we can pull together.
But those 150 people love you.
It's not quantity, it's quality with my fans.
I'm just the opposite. I mean, my fans, there's a lot of them, but they're complete assholes.
Garbage. Yeah.
It's like, Trump is a fan of mine. Trump was like, this fucking guy kills me. Thank you so much, Dave Hill.
Thanks for having me,
my friend. And one more plug, Dave.
Dave Hill's been in studio. Valley Lodge's new album, Fog Machine, that comes out today on TP Records and iTunes. And Dave will be at the Sketchfest 2018 tonight at the Pit in New York City. DaveHillOnline.com for all information. The goddamn Dave Hill Show that airs Mondays at 9 p.m. on WFMU and on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. Dave Hill.
See you next time.